Next week it's Vikings Rams.
Okay, well, I mean that's a good game, but I won't be able to watch it until I get I get back anyways.
Uh, yeah, I don't mind missing it.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's fine. It's fine.
No crazy trades this week, right?
Nope, just the real life trades.
Oh yeah, just the for realsies trades. Yeah, what's good?
Yeah.
Can I like? Oh, it's Jacob.
Um, can I once you're done? When will you be done?
I don't know. Probably in like a couple hours.
Never mind. Have a good time.
Okay.
Never mind. Never mind.
Yes, please. You're right. The real life trades, I fucking honestly, it happened so quick, and I'm just like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, players are on teams now. like I didn't.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of
It was no.
yeah.
It's anyways. Sure, we or fucking let me start the episode. Let's go. Hey, welcome back. welcome to fucking week 6 recap. Woohoo.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Yippee! Yippee!
I'm in the midst of editing uh week 5, but
Wow.
we recorded for like almost 3 hours. So
It's Miguel's fault, I
um
think.
yeah, I'm gonna look up how to watch this shit on 2 times speed so that cuz goddamn
Yeah.
I'm like 30 minutes into the video.
Yeah, at some point you're just gonna be like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave in the bullshit and just like stop watching all of it.
I mean, fucking basically the only reason I'm watching is just to like cut out like anytime someone leaves or like just
Yeah. I mean, you gotta start skimming. You gotta just start clicking through it like it's a YouTube video and then just looking for when someone's gone and then
yeah. I just don't want to post it and I'm like, fuck, I missed something.
you'll
Yeah,
be fine.
I'm just gonna look up how to do it on 2 times speed and that'll probably be that'll be good
Yeah.
enough. I'll get
y-
it done in like an hour and a half instead of 3 hours. Oh, my
Yeah.
light.
Yeah, you got it.
Uh, I don't know what it looks like on your end. Is the lighting still okay?
You're fine. It's not. I think you're fine. What happened?
It kind of like fell over, but it's like balancing on my monitor now, and it looks weird as fuck on my monitor. But I think it's just because like it's in real. I don't know what it looks like in the recording. I'll find out.
Huh. Okay.
If it looks fine on your end, then it's probably fine.
Yeah, you're. I mean, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. So, anyways, to get back on track, I'm gonna figure out how to watch this shit at 2 times speed, and then yeah, go from there. Anyways, so week 6 in the books.
Yippee!
Um, we'll go over some real life NFL trades before we get into the matchups. So
Wow.
let's do that. Devonte Adams is on the Jets now.
Hmm.
It was an interesting saga. It was the Chiefs were really interested, and then they're not, and then Devonte Adams says the Chiefs weren't even on the list for him, and then there was like last week where Aiden O'Connell's starting, and Devonte is like, and Antonio Pierce is like, Devontae's ready to play. He's always been a Raider. And then they watched Aiden O'Connell play, and Devonte Adams is like, you know what? Never mind. I still don't want to be here. And now he's a Jet. Yeah,
Yeah.
just a weird couple of weeks trying to figure out what the hell is gonna happen with him, but it's finally confirmed he's a Jet.
Yeah, and as if the Jets couldn't get more all in boom bust. they traded a third and some. I think it's just a third, potentially a second round pick.
A third.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
gonna be a third.
Going by he has to be like first team or second team All Pro, or he has to be starting in like the AFC Championship game, and then it turns into a second. So I'll leave that where it is. But yeah, I mean, he's essentially replacing Alan Lazard or Mike Williams. Mike Williams now available for trade. Insane. It's just like just the most clear "we replaced you" message ever. Just immediately trade for a guy, then be like, by the way, we're asking if other teams want you. So Mike Williams, maybe the next receiver that gets traded. Maybe for like a fifth. I don't know. But but yeah, I mean, the offense is better now. They have some good skill position players, and the offense just looked better than before. So
Yeah.
W,
Uh,
I guess.
Aaron Rodgers being the head coach and GM still.
Hey, it's
what, got his head coach fired. Saw Mike Williams slip and was like, "Yep, get Devontae over here." Just like,
that the time is now. Hit the trade button.
yeah.
We've waited long enough. Yeah, I
Uh,
don't know. It's
Also, to that game, Brees Hall looked pretty good again, and Braylon Allen became an afterthought again. Just, yeah, I was saying in the last week's video that I wasn't as worried about Braylon Allen, and yeah, that came to fruition this week. And with Devontae Adams there, it sucks that Garrett Wilson is going to lose targets, but I think just the offense in totality will be more efficient. So I think that's good for Brees Hall. Maybe not in the red zone because, I mean, fucking Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams are just magic in the red zone. But
yeah, and as if it wasn't already Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson potentially.
yeah,
Now it's Aaron Rodgers to Garrett Wilson or Devontae Adams, and then maybe Brees Hall also. So, like the touchdowns, hopefully just the number of touchdowns goes up so that more, there's more good weeks. But I don't know. I mean, we'll get into it when we get to each player individually. But yeah, fun move. It's fun when things happen in the NFL. So glad we got something this year.
yeah, and not like at the deadline. It was like pretty couple weeks
Yeah.
ahead before, so that's good.
Yeah.
And then the other big trade is Amari Cooper is now a Bill. So,
That's a big one.
Real quick, just on the other one, the fallout of Devontae Adams leaving is now Brock Bowers is even better and probably the number one target for that team. So good job, Noda. Your team just got even better.
It will be a purely volume play, but that is okay because there's no way this offense is going to be scoring a lot of touchdowns. But like I said, number one option, pure volume. You take that. Yeah. So good for Brock.
Yeah. Oh, and Brock is talented enough that probably not many touchdowns, but like I'm pretty sure he's good after the catch. So even
yeah.
if they're like
Yeah.
close to the line or just anything to get the ball in his hands, like he'll probably have plenty of yards and reception. So just that's good. Good for Notice team.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to Amari. Amari on the Bills. And funny enough, another tight end benefits from the wide receiver leaving.
More PPR. Well, we're not PPR anymore, actually, so never mind.
Get half-point PPR scam.
Yes, but more volume play. More volume play, less touchdowns. Not that the Browns were scoring a lot of touchdowns anyways, but now there's no one else to pass to besides Njoku. And I doubt they're really going to feed Nick Chubb that much in a season where they traded away their number one receiver. And if they're not changing quarterback, this team's not going to win games. So I really doubt they're going to workhorse the hell out of Nick Chubb right off his injury in a lost season. So I don't know what's gonna happen with his team, but they definitely got worse. So
Yeah.
I'm worried for just the team in general. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. It's just funny how like all these injuries and moves just like it just always lands on Brendan's plate where he has the other player that like gets a boost from it. It's crazy.
Hey,
All of the cards are falling into place for him.
if it's keeping him alive, then hey, more power to him, bro. Like that's just how it goes sometimes. Like if he's benefiting, then like just pray nothing else happens to his team.
Yeah.
Like cool. Like,
It's just so funny how like at the beginning of the year it was like like there's a lot of things that need to happen for this team to be good and like everything is just happening.
it's happening. It's falling into place. But
So,
yeah, for the Bills, I definitely love this move. He can actually run routes downfield. He can actually, or Mark Cooper, he's actually a good receiver. He's shown that he is good at football, and he's good in fantasy football. So, Josh Allen having a number one receiver again that isn't Khalil Shakur or Keon Coleman, like this can only be good. Like this, like I don't see this one. I don't see any bad in terms of real football. I don't see how this.
yeah.
I don't see any bad view of this trade, especially because Amari Cooper's pretty cheap. So
Yeah. Yeah, in terms of real football, just good news for the Bills. As we are a fantasy football podcast talking about our fantasy football league, the repercussions to everyone else's team. Poor Cade just got dumped on by both of these trades. Just both both of his guys. He had Garrett Wilson. Now has to lose targets and probably all the red zone work he was getting. And
oh yeah,
then Dalton Kincaid has not stepped up, and now that there's a number one wide receiver in town, just even more spread out. But yeah, so tough
yeah.
day in the
And,
office for Cade.
and as if the other Bills receivers weren't barely startable as it was, it like just got even worse.
Yeah.
Now that there's an actual receiver in the room, everyone else was like, "Oh God." James Cook. Oh, we'll talk about him later. I don't think he's impacted too much by this trade specifically, but we'll have a conversation about him later. I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, for Gabe's team, it's a good thing for Josh Allen to actually have
Yeah, yeah,
someone that can get open because there's a lot of drives that got killed by like players just not getting open or dropping the ball. So, yeah, that's good for Gabe's team. Gabe needs everything he can get right now, so I'm glad that it
yes,
helps his team. But the team that it also helped that didn't really need more help, Eric's team.
yes.
That is a big boost to Eric's team because now he's got another wide receiver who's playing with a great quarterback, and we'll see what the target share ends up looking like. But I mean, yeah, it's a big boost for his team that already is pretty stacked. So
I'm gonna guess 75% target share. Very rational reaction to this trade, I'm sure.
yeah, just historical numbers, real quick.
90%. 17 of 18. That's completions to targets, by the way, for Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. Well, with the big trades out of the way, we'll now go through the matchups.
okay, wait.
Oh.
Are you able to pause the recording?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna get a bowl of food. I'm gonna I'm gonna eat dinner.
Okay. God damn it, bro. New Orleans defense letting me down right now, guys. What the hell? What the hell?
See, I have the game on the second monitor, and it's the Twitch stream. and the the Broncos kicked a field goal with 16 seconds, and so someone in chat said they left Rattler too much time. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That is some high tea Twitch chat right there. Ugh. All right. Well, with the trades out of the way, let's get into matchups. And for once, I will not make the first matchup about me. Let's go to you, Jacob. Let's look at your matchup.
What?
So
Wow.
yeah, so Jacob had
Yo.
to throw in Daniel Jones this week.
I did a little bit of trolling, but it made for a way more interesting game, so I'm not mad at all.
Yeah.
Because if I kept Baker Mayfield, the game would have been over, and then, Miguel wouldn't have been sweating. But because I played Daniel Jones, the game was actually close, and then he said he wanted to end his life, and it was kind of so that was good.
Yeah, you gotta do a little trolling.
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, the Anthony Richardson was like questionable, and then it was like, oh, he's likely to play. I was like, okay. So then I had work from like 8:30 to whatever. So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pick up a defense or whatever, or be able to change the quarterbacks before then. So then I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna roll with AR since I can't put him on the IR spot right now. So then I dropped Baker, picked up a defense, and then he was ruled out in the morning, and I was like, oh shit. So then on the clock, I was like, hold on, let me. On the job, I put him on IR, picked up Daniel Jones because I was like, whatever. I thought he had a chance against Cincinnati. I didn't know how much he was going to be running. He actually rushed for 56 yards, which was like a third of his points. Yeah, a third of his points. So, the idea was there, but he could not get enough touchdowns without Malik Neighbors. Even though he did it last week. 2 touchdowns, 250 passing yards. Couldn't do it this week, but that was the rationale. Just in case anyone is curious about why things went down the way they did. But yeah, Tyron Tracy's a GOAT. AJ Brown still averaging 20 points per game.
Yes, sir.
What else needs to be said? Yeah, I had Mahomes, Kyron, and Waddle. Waddle obviously not really a factor, but I had them all on bye. So this was one of the weeks where I was like, damn, I'm probably cooked this week. But AJ Brown, when the world needed him most, came through. Salute, sir.
Yeah, and your opponent ended up having it worse this week.
Hell yeah, brother. I'll take that.
So, just real quick to go over some of your players. I know you talked about them briefly, but yeah, AJ Brown was back this week. That helps my Jalen Hurts bags too. So, bless up AJ Brown, always winning one-on-ones. Brian Thomas had the London game and dropped a touchdown. That was unfortunate, but it was against the Bears defense, and he still is a rookie, so
yeah,
maybe go for it.
Apparently, he was like, I think it might have been in PPR scoring, but he was like wide receiver 9 before this week.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that his worst game before this was like 7 and then 10 and then 12, 18, 20, he can have a bad game. Like he's earned the right, I guess, to have an off game after being so good for like a 9th round pick. So, hey, sometimes you drop him, he'll learn from it. He'll be okay. I can live with that.
Yeah. All I was gonna say is that everyone immediately after torching, I think it was the Colts, was ready to crown him and be like, all right, we're all wheels. Brian Thomas, wide receiver 1.
I think I was about to say, it's the fault of everyone else that they got on the Brian Thomas Jr. train so late.
Yeah.
Because everyone was like, man, the 1 week that I actually start him after he's been going off on my bench, he does poorly. I'm like, I've been getting the points. I don't know where y'all have been. I've been starting them. It's everyone else's fault. If they were hip to it already, then we wouldn't be in this situation where now everyone is complaining that he didn't perform.
Yeah, and I think everyone just has to realize that he's still a rookie, and there's definitely a low floor, especially on a Jaguars team that is not good. So, uh, I don't think it'll be 4 points every week, but everyone was ready to crown him as like a wide receiver one rest of season, and a rude awakening came. But I'm not to shit on the Brian Thomas for your team. Like, I think that's still awesome for your team. It was just funny how like he was just shooting up fantasy rankings. Like, all right, guys, like relax. It's still still a rookie here, and it's not like the targets were condensed on him. You know, he's highly efficient right now. It's not like a Malik Neighbors where he's getting like 12 targets every game. Like,
Yeah.
if he was, then I mean,
Yeah, that
it
would
be wheels up. But
yeah.
yeah,
I'm just I'm just happy that he's looking like a good player, and that that's the big thing for me. Where it's like he is like everything he was supposed to be. Like he is insanely fast, and he's big, and he's like winning in all the ways he won in college. So like, I'm just happy to see that, and I believe like explosive plays in fantasy, it's like 2 touchdowns worth of points. So I'll I'll ride this out. I don't like. I'll take the boom bust weeks. Like
oh
he's
yeah.
busted way more than he's or boomed way more than he's busted. Sorry, I use the positive connotation of busting there. My bad.
More like you've been
I thought that was a
busting.
I thought that was a good thing. Oops, my bad. But anyways, yeah, I'm just happy for Brian Thomas. That's all.
Yeah. Also, Najee Harris had like his best week and actually looked good, which was kind of wild. But I mean, you go against the Raiders defense, that's always a good good matchup to get a get right game.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't even know how that happened, but he did it when all hope looked lost.
And
After weeks of 8, 7, 11, 8, 8, he came through. He
yeah,
had the same amount of carries as the week before, but put up 64 more yards.
yeah, the Raiders defense, baby.
We take those.
Also Chase Brown. Basically he's taking over, dude. Like the percentage of snaps went way up. He's just also a lot more explosive than Zach Moss. I think Zach Moss is still better in pass pro, but I mean, you don't score points by blocking. So Chase Brown, when they want to run the ball, he's out there. So
Yeah,
that's another good RB2. You've had a bunch of these guys just stacked
Hey.
up on your bench.
Listen, the army of Chase Brown, Tyrone Tracy, and Zach Charbonnet is gonna wreck families.
Yeah.
This RB2 squad is gonna go crazy. People are not ready.
Hell yeah.
Even when Najee Harris becomes the RB2 on his team, we're still eating.
Tucker Craft had a bad game, but I mean, it's just be attached to the Green Bay offense, and it's the tight end, so that's gonna happen with tight end.
And Wicks is hurt now, so
Oh yeah, Wicks. Well, okay, fucking Wicks was hurt week to week, and then he practices 2 days in a row. Like what the fuck is going on with injury reports this year?
I don't know
dude?
what's going on.
Like-
Every time every time I see someone's week to week, they're like potentially gonna play the same week. I'm like, what happened to the next week?
Yeah, and
This
then
is
there's
week to week.
and then there's these other injuries where it's like, oh, it's like a mild high ankle, not that bad, probably play this week, and then they miss like 4 weeks. Like, it's just what is going on with injury reports, dude? This is crazy.
Fucked up.
It's like anytime you hear news about your player, you gotta think the complete opposite, and then you actually have the right news. Fucking wild.
This year is a disaster.
T Higgins, he's really good. Honestly, soaking up more targets than Jamar Chase. So
Yippee.
I think that has to do with actually being there during the preseason, and he's also just good.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's a good pick. And Tyrone Tracy season, even when Devin Singletary is back, he's just performed too well that he'll have a role. We'll see what kind of role it is, but yeah, nice
Yeah.
pickup. Still sad that I
Yippee.
didn't make that pickup. Bro, I stared at that pickup for like
I was
so
gonna say.
long during that 1 week when I
I was gonna
needed a
say
running back.
he was
And
just sitting there. I was like, okay, I'll take. I was like, I'll take him for sure, bro.
I'm just a buffoon, bro. I was like, if Devin Singletary's probably gonna play, and just I was just a buffoon. I had the opportunity and I squandered it.
Nah, it's okay. It happens. There's that one's gonna be forgotten in time. No one's gonna remember that you didn't pick up Tyrone Tracy. It's okay.
I don't think anyone even realizes that I had the opportunity to do it. So I'm just outing myself.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody's gonna remember. It's okay.
Sam Laporta got one reception for a long touchdown, little trick play.
There's hope, I guess, kinda.
I mean, just that the Lions' offense is good.
Right. I mean,
there's
that was
no
the whole that was the whole rationale behind him being a high pick, anyways.
there's
You
just
will. I
no
mean,
volume
obviously,
for him.
yeah, obviously expected him to get more volume going into the season. But at this point, it's like he's a good player on a good offense. Like you gotta just pray.
Yeah, just pray.
But I mean, I do have Tucker Craft who has looked good and has gotten more volume than Laporta. So I feel like whatever happens, I'll live with it. Like I can stick with what I have. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. Who you starting at quarterback this week? Are you gonna throw in AR? Are you gonna run
If AR's
Patrick
playing, I'm
Mahomes?
playing AR
Oh
for sure.
shit! I'm
I
excited to
wanna
see
start him,
some
bro.
AR in someone's lineup. It's been a
I
while.
know. I want to start him, bro. I've been wanting. It's so funny because this is like I had. It's fucked up because I drafted him last year, and then that's when he got hurt. And he was he was supposed to be like the Jaden Daniels of this year,
Yeah.
and that's when he had like 2 top 5 quarterback weeks in like the 5 weeks he played, and then and then it was over, and I was like, okay, well, it was fun while it lasted. Now I got him back, so
Here
I
we
want to play
go.
him, but I have to be sure that he's playing. Otherwise, it's like, all right, well, like back to Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I
But
mean, I want him out there. I want him to develop because I know the results haven't been the best this year, but like, dude, if he hits his ceiling, I just everyone else on that team is gonna be really good. It'll just be fun if he's out there learning and gets better. Like, it's good for
mm,
football if he's out there and he gets
oh yeah,
better.
hey,
I
it's
know
Josh
everyone.
Downs week.
Yeah, everyone wants Joe Flacco out there because my fantasy guys like get the young guy out there and he'll be good. It'll be
Yeah,
more electric when he's good.
yeah. I'm a football. Uh, I'm a how do I say this? I am a fan of good football. And if it means getting through the bad football for a player that can be like a top 5 player, I'll do it because he still has the best throw of the year.
Yeah, dude.
He still has
Oh
the
my
best throw
god.
of the year. Like like we hear it a lot. Like, oh, he's a prototype. He has the tools. He has whatever. Like, he actually has the tools, and he
Yeah.
has already shown he can do it. There's no like, we have to train him, we have to coach him, we have to like get him used to this. Like, he's already shown he's capable of doing these things. It's just like he just needs to be out there more to like get used to the NFL and
And
get
it's
used to throwing certain passes.
yeah, it's not like it's only been like one game. Like obviously this year it's been one game, but he also showed last year. It's not like Will Levis where he had that one game and then never had any other games. Like
Yeah,
there's promise here.
Will Levis is terrible. That's just I have a friend I've been helping with fantasy, and he's like, "All right, which defense should I pick up?" And I'm like, which team is going against the Titans?" And every week it works. So I'm like, bro, that guy's ass.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, yeah, I've believed in Anthony Richardson for longer than anybody. So I would like to play him as soon as possible. Um, and if he sucks, he sucks. Like I don't like whatever. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
I
I'll
just
live with it.
I just have a
Oh,
feeling that like I mean maybe not this week, we'll see, but I just have a feeling like down the stretch when he's had enough games under his belt, like Brendan's really gonna regret not having like a difference maker at quarterback. Like I think I understand him not wanting to play him, but just dropping him, that still is just like
yeah,
mind-boggling like fantasy play.
it's pretty crazy. And I do want to say the two, just his run out of teams he played against was kind of demonic. It was Houston, Green Bay, Chicago, Pittsburgh. Like that's a gauntlet, brother. And obviously he looked terrible in those games, but like those are like not those are some of the toughest defenses in the league. So like especially Chicago, like that's fucked. But yeah, like who knows if he played against Jacksonville, maybe he would have
Man,
maybe we would have got another ceiling week. I don't know cuz that
that
team
probably
is
would have been pretty sick.
that team's not good. But but yeah, I just you know what looking at this it's funny that Miami has given up the lowest amount of points to quarterbacks. It's probably just because no team has to throw against them because they just they just run the clock out. So I was just looking at his schedule. But yeah, I'm certified Anthony Richardson truther, so I'm I'm ready to play him. I'm ready.
Hell yeah, brother. Um, I'm not nearly the same truther as you, but I am not like I'm also in on AR. I want him out there. I want him to get better. It'll just look so sick, like for the whole team if he's out there getting reps and he gets better.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Anyways, that's enough A Rich talk for today.
He's gonna get injured again. We're
Oh
fucked.
brother.
I'm fucked.
Oh brother.
We talked about him too much. He's gonna die.
Yeah, that's
He's gonna
that's
get
so true. Anytime we talk about someone for longer than like 5 minutes, it's done.
he's gonna get sniped, man. Fuck.
My bad. All right, well, let's move on. So Miguel's team, Chris Olave caught the ball and immediately got a concussion and fumbled and this isn't Chris Olave's like first time doing this. He has like a horrible run out of just getting like bad concussions and immediately fumbling and just like I mean
Mhm.
it's if I mean obviously the player first, like it's especially bad for him, but
Oh right, yeah.
just fantasy wise, it's like damn, you can't even go out there and like get me a few points before you go out, bro. Like
You couldn't have gotten me no points before you before you went out.
this is
I mean,
absolutely
that's really
insane.
unfortunate. Obviously, I mean, the one reception for 5 yards and the fumble lost is insane. Um, but yeah, I think. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, that's just tough. I
I
mean, who knows? Maybe Rattler would have fed him if Olave was stayed in like he said he would. But yeah, he's also out for this game that's going on right now. So
yeah.
tough times.
Well, I mean, just very sad in terms of injury news, but now that Rashid Shaheed is gone for the season, Chris Olave will probably actually not get outshined by Rashid Shaheed anymore. He'll probably get more involved on those deep routes that Rashid Shaheed was getting. So that's at least a positive for when he comes back. But just so sad. Rashid Shaheed, the season that he was having,
I like
especially
them.
like after he was being like he was like such like a like big play merchant only last year and years before, and he was just actually being like involved in this offense this year. And just so sad.
Yeah, tough. I
So
like
sad.
Shaheed.
But yeah. Anyways, also Kyler Murray can't decide if he's been like Josh Allen with the boom bust weeks. He's like
Yeah.
28 or like 14 or 10. So
Yeah, this is kind of crazy. I don't even like. I feel like I feel like whenever I hear about Kyler, it's always when he's doing good. So like I've only heard about like his good weeks. But yeah, it's pretty tough. 15, 31, 17, 11, 27, and then 14. Like it's kind of I don't even know why this is happening. This is crazy.
it's just when they don't let Kyler run the ball, it's bad.
Mm.
And when they do let Kyler run the ball, it's nice. So just
Is it? Oh man. Yeah, I
uh,
mean, I still think well, I don't know what I mean. They kind of have a nasty run out of defenses for the next 4 weeks, so I don't know when this is. It might not get better till like week 12,
yeah.
which is tough.
Also, another concussion. Marvin Harrison goes
Right?
out there
Yes.
and is
Yeah.
wobbling, so that's tough. But I mean, I don't understand the concussion protocol at all. He's practiced these past 2 days. Malik Neighbors missed 2 weeks. I don't know what's gonna happen here.
Yeah, I
maybe
don't even. I have nothing
maybe
for
he
that.
has Marvin Harrison this week. I feel like he should at least miss this week, but yeah, that'll be interesting. But as far as for his team, it's kind of good because his tight end Trey McBride will have to get fed more. So that little stack he's got there is gonna be more of a funnel for his
Hmm.
team.
Still waiting for the first touchdown.
Yeah, for the first touchdown, that's not a fumble recovery.
Right. That's still so funny. And
um,
that's how he got home that
yeah,
week.
yeah. But I mean, Trey McBride's been great
Yeah.
as far as usage. One of those top tight ends, so that's good for his team. Deontay Johnson is just absolutely gobbling up targets.
Oh my god. Nice
Just
gobbling targets.
dude, I think he's
Holy.
like wide receiver 4 usage. Like it's crazy.
Well, Miguel's gonna get his fab after this week, so that's good.
Oh,
He's
that's
gonna
this
win. He's
week.
gonna win the bet. We by week 8 was the bet. We're going into week 7, so unless
It's not
unless
even like
Adam Thielen
close.
unless Adam Thielen scores 100 points this week, I think it's over. So 5 fab to Miguel by the time this is out, probably.
I mean,
Um,
Eric wasn't using his fab anyway, so he
just
doesn't
just
need
give him
it.
more. Shower him in fab. He, yeah,
Eric can afford to lose the fab that he wasn't using.
yeah. Deontay Johnson with a competent quarterback. He's doing it.
Yeah.
Like it's happening.
The only thing that's a little crazy is he's been like not practicing every Wednesday. It's like a veteran thing, I feel like, for
Yeah,
him. But
old
this
people thing.
week, now he's DNP on Thursday, so that's interesting. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I mean, for my sake, maybe hopefully he sits out and get well, Deontay. Don't hurt yourself. But as terms of just for like player health, like obviously we don't want people injured, so hopefully it's nothing too serious and he can be back soon. Yeah, it's just always concerning when come Thursday, it's another DMP. We'll
Hmm.
see what happens tomorrow, but that's been a great asset for Miguel's team as well.
Miguel's a
Um,
little bit cooked if he doesn't play.
yes, yeah.
Looking at his team, he's a little bit cooked.
I think overall that trade that he made with Brendan helped his team, but not having Jordan Addison when there's like no receivers left is a little tough for this week.
Yeah, I mean, even oh my god, he actually has a lot of a lot of running backs. What the hell's going on?
No,
I didn't
yeah,
notice until right now, but he has a lot of them.
yeah.
His
His
only two of his receivers are on IR, and then it's Chris Olave, and then his
the
Deontay
goat.
Johnson's hurt, and then besides them, the only receivers are Juju and Jerry Judy. The- every other receiver is gonna miss to injury, potentially Deontay. I don't. Apparently Juju's questionable. He was limited today. He'll probably be fine.
Probably a
But
veteran thing.
my God, he's actually gonna have to start Jerry Judy. This is crazy.
Wild.
Tough times, man. Tough times.
Yeah.
My goat is washed. My goat's washed. Oh. He has just injuries. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be alright. Once Nico Collins is back, he'll be
Yeah.
alright.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, also Jordan Mason had a scare in the game last week, but it seems like he'll probably play this week. Maybe at most miss 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
But depending on this Christian McCaffrey timeline, the window for Jordan Mason weeks might be closing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he got 2 running backs from Brandon that he'll probably be able to start every week, so it'll be all right.
Yep.
Speaking of, we talked about Breece Hall briefly earlier. What do you know? Nathaniel Hackett gets fired, and the new interim coach is like, how do we win games? Or they didn't win, but how do we try to win games and actually have good offense? And they were like, oh, yeah, this guy Breece Hall is pretty good. Let's give him the ball a lot. And
the old saying, give the ball to your best player, it's happening.
Yeah.
It reigns true yet again. So shout out to Breece Hall.
Yeah,
still,
shout out to Breece
still
Hall.
salute forever.
Also, breakaway run again. Unfortunately, didn't make it to the end zone, but it was just nice to see because it's been a while since we've seen a Breece Hall breakaway run, but we got a nice one this week, so good to know that that's still in the bag for him.
He's a good player.
Yeah, so that trade I think is going to work out very well on Miguel's behalf. Not that it won't be good for Brendan, but like I was saying, I felt like I liked Miguel's end more than I liked Brendan's end, but we'll see what happens.
For sure. Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely think, what Miguel got is pretty insane. So I think both sides are benefiting to a certain degree, I think.
Yeah.
In different ways, I guess.
I think he capitalized big time on the buy low for Breece Hall, and that trade doesn't get done if Breece Hall was having decent games. So I think that was a perfect move for Miguel to make and get him while he was buy
Agreed.
low. Yeah. Trey McBride we already talked about. Tony Pollard, he's been good all year. He looks back like another year removed from that injury he had 2 years ago. So it's not just that he's getting fed, which he is definitely getting fed, but he also just looks really good this year. So that's
I was a year too early.
Yeah,
I was a year too early. Sucks, but now I know. When you break your leg, it's bad for you. So lesson learned. I get lesson learned.
I didn't learn that lesson. I still drafted someone who broke his leg. The run out has worked out for me because another player got injured, but
it was longer ago. He had more time to recover than Pollard did. So
yeah, I just ignored all the signs. Broke his leg. Also got shot. He'll be alright.
Sometimes getting shot is good in fantasy football.
Oh yeah, shout out Brian Robinson, bro.
Sometimes that's a good sign.
It just means you're built different.
Yeah, unironically, yeah. You take a shot? Oh shit.
Anyways, Tony Pollard's good. Also, Tajay got hurt, so even more carries for Tony Pollard. Yeah, I think I don't know how Tony Pollard got involved in that trade, but I was like, that's pretty sick that you're getting Puka Nacua, Tony Pollard, and Breece Hall.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like not one of those players matched Jordan Addison's value, so I was like, damn, that's pretty sick to slip that in.
Yeah, way to slip that in, brother. Real nice.
Trey Sermon.
I just slipped that in on his bust weeks.
Get out, dude. Yeah,
talking about football, right?
Yeah, football.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, that's what I said.
Trey Sermon. He's bad. He had
No
a,
words. No words. I won't. I won't speak about him.
uh,
No words.
yeah, he's bad and he's hurt now. So we'll move on. um, as far as the bench goes, Devon Achan comes off of the
Coming
bye.
back. Oh mate, if he's back, he's a full participant. So
He's probably
I
playing.
think.
Unless you're
Yeah.
Malik Neighbors, you're only missing 1 week with a concussion. So
Well, he did have the bye week, so that was the 1 week. So yeah,
yeah.
it's so funny. Raheem Mostert finally, like Devon Achan is hurt, and it's like actually he's on a bye, so you actually still can't start Raheem Mostert.
Tough.
Yeah, I mean, I still have high hopes for Achan. I know the offenses look terrible, and the fact that they don't have a quarterback is very bad. But if they're
Yeah,
gonna feed him 30 times a game, he could probably still get there.
Well, Tua also potentially back
Right,
next
yes.
week. So, and
Yes.
honestly, I feel like Devon
Right.
Achan's more of a receiver for this team than a running back. So,
Hey,
yeah, let's get
Hey,
Tua back
listen.
out there for him.
if Tua comes back and I can start Jalen Waddle again, I'm living life.
Yes,
That's
sir.
all. That's all I'm waiting for at this point. Otherwise, I'm rocking 12 personnel, and I'm gonna enjoy it. Sam Laporte is playing the flex.
It's
If I'm rocking it, I don't care. I'm big boys.
it's funny when I think about just on unrelated note, just when I think about like all these like the quarterback, no, he's a running back. Like it's funny. There's like running backs now that I'm like, nah, he's a wide receiver. I feel that way about like Achan, also Tyrone Tracy. Like was a wide receiver.
He literally was a wide receiver in college.
Converted
Like
running
that's
back.
literal, yeah. And then Laviska Shenault is the opposite. He's a receiver that's actually a running back.
Yeah, it's just so funny how
That's-
like some of these guys just end up with the wrong position.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Pat Ricard. Pat Ricard's just a lineman that's shorter than 6 feet.
yeah.
The fullback for the Ravens.
Yeah. Jalen Warren on the bench. He was finally back, but again, Najee Harris eats. We'll see what happens. Maybe Jalen Warren can get healthy and it becomes a split, but for now, Najee's backfield. Also, you have Braylon Allen, so you're cuffed if anything happens to Brees. So that's nice. Starting Juju this week because desperate times.
Man.
Oh, it's actually gonna be so sick when he's gonna have Puka Nacua and Nico Collins. Wow, and Chris Olave and Deontay Johnson once everyone's healthy. That's oh my god, yeah. That team's gonna be pretty sick when everyone's healthy.
Yeah. It's just so funny to be like, oh, I have Nico and Puka on my team. It's like, oh, are they starting for you? It's like, no, I'm starting Juju Smith this week actually, and neither of the other two are playing. Like, oh, that's awkward. Yeah,
injuries be
Nice.
rough.
my goat's not washed. His team is just injured. He'll be okay.
Yeah, give him time. I play him at the right time. This is a good time to play him. So.
True.
Appreciate you being injured at this time and not later. Anyways, holy fuck, we spent a long time on that matchup. But
Hey, bro, we gotta.
honestly, it's my fault. You're always like, yeah, we can move on. I'm like, but I want to talk about all the players.
Hey, listen, it's your channel. You do whatever you want. I talk about the players that I think are most interesting to me. So
I just
Well,
kind of getting a temperature check on like the roster as a whole. So
no, that's fair. Yeah, you're
Just-
fine.
I mean, yeah. Anyways, we'll move on. Brennan versus Cade. Brendan gets the win. Close game, actually. Pretty
Yeah.
close game. But Brendan Ayuk is just being a menace to Cade's
Just-
team.
Like my coworker, we were talking about fantasy, and it was like the day after the the Thursday night game of the 49ers. He's like, dude, Brandon Ayuk is just being fat on my team. He's just running around there being fat, dude. He's like not doing anything. I'm like, bro, what?" I was like, I'm sorry. That's tough, man. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, the world is feeling the wrath of zero training camp Brandon Ayuk.
Zero training camp plus, like, I mean, the efficiency he had last year. We should have known that that's a little unsustainable.
I thought he was good at football, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I mean,
thought
I don't think he's bad at football. I think just like the volume, it was never going to be there for him. He just had to like be insanely efficient again. And like obviously 4 is not what I expected, but I feel like we can expect probably like 10 at least. And I don't. You're probably going to get some booms here and there, but it's not going to be boom every week because he was just really efficient last year now that we can reflect.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
Happens.
think it's been long enough to throw out the preseason missing camp. We're on like week 7 now.
No, yeah.
It's been long enough
Just-
to keep throwing that out there as an excuse.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that's, obviously he's not playing as well as he should be, but I mean, I don't know how long training camp is exactly, but like I feel like it's longer than 6 weeks. I don't know. Am I crazy? I feel like I mean, I don't know, but he just obviously is not performing, and I don't know. I don't know if it's ever gonna get better. I don't know. Like I don't know what has to change.
I
but
think he'll have boom weeks, but it's just, I mean, it's the 49ers offense. It's probably going to be someone one week, another person another week. The only person that you can count on apparently is George Kittle every week, so that's pretty sick. I love my boy George Kittle out there.
and then Christian McCaffrey comes back, and then he goes back to being boom bust tight end number 1.
Yeah, well, once
But we're not
McCaffrey's
there yet.
back,
We're not there yet.
then sure, but for now,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
one person you can count on
Right.
has been Kittle, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love Kittle.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, had Brandon Ayuk had like just a nice, half PPR 8-10 point game, probably would have won this game, but he's doing his best to upset Cade. So
Which I think is hilarious.
yeah.
And it should keep happening. I think it's funny.
Jaden Daniels got to play against Baltimore this week and still really good. Obviously, the Washington Commanders defense is not good enough to get this team super far, but we at least know this offense is good enough to do things,
Yeah.
even against good defense. I mean, good running wise. They're actually pretty weak against the pass, but still, Jaden Daniels look good again, and I think we can just rest assured that this is a season-long thing. There's no flukes here. QB 1 overall in the range of outcomes, but definitely top 5. So,
Europe.
and I will say this for one more week, and I promise I will stop bullying you after this week, Alexei.
I
Don't
won't.
pay attention next year when you have a
I
guy
won't.
like that.
I
And
won't let this go.
Don't auto draft, buddy.
You're. Hey, just all I have to say this is click the button. Just click the button, man. Just live with it. If you're, be the guy that reached for the rookie quarterback that ended up as quarterback 1. All right, be the guy. Like, what were you lollygagging for?
Yeah.
That's all. That's all.
Anyways, I love to bring that up every week, but I'll let it
That's-
go eventually.
For the meme, I hope Jaden Daniels finishes as quarterback 1, and Alexei missed out on it because he didn't press the button in time.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. That would
That's
be
his
insane.
fault. That's his fault.
Garrett Wilson had a great week, but now that Devontae Adams is in town, target wise, that's sad. But as far as offensive efficiency, maybe it opens things up. overall, this isn't a good thing for Garrett Wilson.
No, it's not. Definitely
It's losing targets is never good,
not.
but maybe he'll at least have some efficiency, and I don't think it tanks him in any way. I don't think he's like all of a sudden like a wide receiver, like low end wide receiver too. He's probably like
Yeah.
a high end two. So
He's just gonna be. I think both him and Devontae are just gonna be like boom bust receivers now, like similar to the 49ers offense. Of how we've treated it, where it's like some weeks it's gonna be, or a lot of weeks it'll be Brees Hall, and then or Christian McCaffrey, whatever, and then it'll be like one or two maybe of the receivers, depending on how many points they scored that week.
sprinkle
I think
in
if we
some
drafted,
Alan Lazard.
yeah, yes, he's Jawan Jennings. He's Jawan Jennings in this metaphor.
Yeah.
But yeah, Garrett Wilson and Devontae. I think if we like drafted like right now, they'd both be like mid low seconds. I think so. Not. I'm obviously like you already said it's not great for Garrett Wilson, but he's not dead in the water.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
I
not
mean,
like when Aaron Rodgers went down last year and you're like, well,
Yes,
now I
that-
don't have a wide receiver.
that was bad. That was very bad. Yes, that was as bad as it. That's the worst case scenario,
Yeah.
unironically.
Ken Walker been struggling on the ground, but he just catches the ball enough times. He's just super involved that he still has a good week.
They
every
love
week.
getting him the ball.
So,
The coaching staff is in love with this guy.
oh yeah.
You would think I was on the
I
coaching
was
staff
about
the
to
way they talk
say,
about this guy.
I was like, Jacob, are you running this team? Like,
Hey, it's funny because I've also been bigging up the Seattle, coaching staff since like the off season. So like the fact that they love Kenneth Walker this much, I'm like, man, I must have been right. They clearly know what they're doing if they like Kenneth Walker this much.
yeah, unfortunately, they are on a bit of a losing streak though. The Seahawks are now, I think, what, 3-3?
Yes.
Yeah.
And my
So,
mic didn't turn off. That was weird.
oh, it's all good.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm good.
After a strong 3-0 start, they are now 500. So that's not good.
Yeah, the only game that I don't know what happened was the Giants game. I think I don't know. I think they imploded, but the losing to Detroit, and I know San Francisco hasn't looked incredible, but they are clearly still very talented.
Yeah, my boys
you
are
know.
back, except we have to play the Chiefs this week. Off of a bye,
Right.
too. Andy Reid. Oh, brother. What could go wrong?
Xavier Worthy for 3 rushing touchdowns. Anyways, yeah, Kenneth Walker. I enjoy him.
Yeah,
That's all.
Ken
It's only a matter of time before he gets injured again.
Dude,
way I talk about-
it'll be clockwork. Jonathan Taylor back in the lineup, and then Kenneth Walker leaves. Like,
That'd be really funny.
it'll
Actually, I
be
hope it happens.
crazy. Will Cade get to play them both at the same time this year? Outside of week 1, we will find out.
No. His bench is just all Qs.
Oh my god! I didn't
All
even check that out.
Qs.
Oh yeah, he had to start Gibson this week, but who cares? Gibson, no, the non-factor for Cade's team. Who cares? Move
He's
on.
not a good football player.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. He's not a good football player. He's not a not all. This is the other thing. Not all RB2s on teams are created the same.
Yeah.
Like Antonio Gibson compared to Tyrone Tracy, bro. Like, come on now. Tyrone Tracy is a baller. Antonio Gibson, ew.
Ew.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I remember I grabbed him one year. He was just amazing on
He
Back
had
when-
his years, yeah.
back when I think they were the Redskins when
Yeah, probably. It's been that long since he was a relevant fantasy football play.
yeah, that was pretty sick. I think I won that year because of him.
Oh,
So
because of him, that's crazy.
yeah, it was like him, Devontae Adams, and Josh Allen. Like that was like a crazy team I had at that point. Anyways,
that-
yeah, he's not that Antonio Gibson anymore. So
No, definitely not. It's cooked for him. That guy's ass.
Yeah. Dalton Kincaid. We talked about Amari Cooper goes to the Bills, so pour one
Good luck.
out for another one
Yeah,
of
good luck.
Cade's guys getting impacted by a trade.
Hey, that's hey. If he was better, maybe this wouldn't happen, but
Yeah, I
probably
mean
not.
that is
Probably
also
not.
the case. Dalton Kincaid has not really been that big of a difference maker for the team. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he is just in his second year, so it could definitely get better. But it was always a lot to ask out of a second year tight end in without an alpha wide receiver next to him. Like
yeah,
so maybe I don't know, maybe we're on the offense is better for him, but definitely taking a shot in volume. I assume, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I can only assume this isn't great for Kincaid.
yeah. That's true. We'll see. Maybe if the defense actually starts taking a receiver seriously, it does open things up.
Yeah.
And I think out of the other pass catchers not named Amari Cooper, Dalton Kincaid is probably one of the more talented ones. So
Yeah.
maybe that could end up being good. I won't rule that out now that we kind of talk about it, but again, we
Yeah.
kind of talked like losing targets is never good. So unless it becomes all of a sudden it's like Amari Cooper and Kincaid are like it gets more condensed, then that would be
Yeah, yeah,
good. But
yeah.
I don't know. It seems like they want to spread the ball out and they want to run the ball first and foremost. So we'll
Right.
see.
Yes. Agreed. Agreed.
After the three-way trade, getting Terry McLaurin, getting the stack up, huge upgrade for Cade's team. It's crazy
Sure.
how we went from you and I weeks 1 and 2 were like, man, Cliff Kingsbury sucks. Like Terry
Hey.
McLaurin is not getting used right. This is gonna suck all year, and then all of a sudden, like they figured it
Yeah.
out, and
They
Terry
figured
McLaurin's
it
been
out. And
balling.
hey,
So
I am happy they figured it out. Like cool. Like we
yeah,
have more things to talk about that aren't why aren't they using him this way? Now we can say, look, they're using him this way. It's working.
yeah,
And now we can be happy that we don't have to see more posts about receivers that are in jail on their offenses. So like we can actually look at him and be like, "Oh my god, he's a good player and he's doing well. Let's go." So, hey, I know that, we obviously said a lot of things about Terry. I don't even know if how much people heard about us talking about
oh, not
Terry.
a whole lot because those episodes never came out.
Right. So to us, it's way more of a deal than to everybody else at this point. But like, yeah, I mean, I'm glad to see him getting used. Um, deep shots, whatever.
I'm just keeping ourselves accountable, all right? I ain't
No,
letting
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
that we said slip. I'm gonna be
You
like,
could
you
just
know
cut
what?
that.
We got something wrong.
You should just cut that. Actually, don't include this whole segment about Terry. I think you should just leave this out. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad they fixed it, and it was never an issue with Terry. It was always an issue with the offense.
Mm-hmm.
And now the offense is good and well run. So go Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah,
Good job.
go Manders.
Go Manders. Manders is crazy.
I mean,
Manders.
honestly, it's been such a huge like boost ever since they fired or not fired, but the owner is like no longer the owner of the team. I don't know. How does that work? Do they just like decide not to be owner anymore? Like I
I don't
don't.
know what happened. I know he sold it, but I know he sold the team because he owned it, so he had to sell it.
Yeah,
But I don't know what else happened besides that. But
it's
but
crazy
yeah, that
what.
guy was a complete dipshit.
It's
Putting
crazy
it
what
nicely.
happens when you get a good owner.
Yeah, unironically. Unironically, it starts from the top. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that guy was they were never going to win anything with Dan Snyder. That guy's a absolutely awful person.
Yeah.
Terrible person. So, yeah. I'm not surprised that the team or at least the franchise is looking, is trending upwards after getting rid of that guy.
Mhm.
Um but yeah, happy that Jaden Daniels has a functional environment so we can actually see what he's made of. He looks good.
Yeah, now they just got. Now we need the Browns to get a new owner. 'Cause
Oh boy.
the decisions that guy has made is, whew.
Oh brother.
But
That guy.
that's for when we get to Browns players.
Oh, there's one on the other side of here, so I mean maybe. Well, there's one on this team too. Actually, there's two on this team actually.
Yeah. Real quick, Darius Slayton slotted in for Malik Neighbors, and he had an okay game. So
I'm really surprised. I mean, I know Malik Neighbors was out, but I'm really surprised because Cade's not the only one. But I saw a lot of people starting Slayton,
mhm.
which is fair. But I was just so surprised to see so many people actually betting on that. Like, I don't know. I feel like I've seen people be more skeptical of Daniel Jones at quarterback. But then now that Malik Neighbors is out and now it's Darius Slayton, now we're like, oh yeah, this is the flex play. This is the time. I'm like, all right, like hey, like I said, I get it. I don't blame them.
I mean, to
It's
be
just
fair, I think everyone was betting on the target volume because both weeks that he was gone, 11 targets back to back.
yeah.
So they were like, just give me points. Like, give me a
No, yeah,
floor.
like I said, it's completely fair and even 8.7 isn't like terrible. It's
Yeah.
just I was surprised to see like the other people that I know were like, I'm starting Darius Slayton this week. I'm like, oh, interesting. I'm like, it's not the play I expected, but I mean, yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Jerome Ford, here we go. Cleveland. He got hurt, but K didn't start him anyways. I remember he texted me during the week. He was like, should I start Antonio Gibson or Jerome Ford? And I was like, listen, I know that Antonio Gibson is not good and the New England is not good, but I can't start anyone on the Browns. Like,
Yeah.
don't throw him in there. Like, just play Gibson and see what happens.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Even though he didn't win, it was the right decision.
Technically, yes, it was. Of those two options, that was the correct decision. So that's a dub for you.
Yeah. And
Huge dub.
there's a more important Brown, so we'll talk about them when we get there. But once again, Cade does not play JMO, and JMO just keeps showing Cade, like, why aren't you putting me in the lineup?
Yeah, I thought I probably would have. I can't say for sure. He's not. I don't have his team, but I was just like, like Slayton over JMO. Like that's the kind of thing where I was like, oh really? You're playing Slayton? Like I said, I don't blame you. It's just kind of weird that you have enough confidence in Slayton to start him over Jameson Williams in this example.
Yeah, had he
Um,
played JMO, he would have won. So
Right.
that's
That.
tough.
Yeah. Well. No. Well, that's.
Cade only likes to play them on the weeks that they get 0, though.
I mean,
Unless it's
JMO
against me, then they have their best week.
JMO just has the one bad week, and then every other week is like pretty damn good. So that's why I'm kind of surprised he didn't just send it on JMO.
Yeah. Well, Cade started him the one week he got 0 and was like, I can't go back.
That's say, bro. That's his demons, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Hey, Jonathan Taylor should come back soon. I don't know if it's this week, but he would sure love to have JT and Ken Walker at the same time. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Lad McConkey is awesome. He's a great player. Concerning that he might have had a head injury, but then he was fine. But I mean,
These injuries, man.
He's tough. So
Yeah, I know. I think you messaged in the group chat like, oh, they're finally letting Justin Herbert cook, and he had like 34 pass attempts, which is like his most on the season.
yeah.
But the team is still bottom 7 in scoring and like bottom 5 in yards. I'm like, oh, my God, this is just so sad, bro. Like, what?
To be fair, they
like-
had the Broncos last week, which is a tough defense.
Right. It's just like, man, I really hope that we can actually get Justin Herbert some some good weeks, man. Like this is fucked up.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
what?
This week they got the Cardinals, so this should be a get right
I, sh-
for
I sure
the
hope so.
offense as a whole.
I sure hope so. It better be.
Uh, Also, Cade's got Jacoby. So that's a nice little. The two, not to be confused, he will not be the target leader. He is the two
No.
to Brock
Yeah.
Bowers, but
Yeah,
that's
for
all.
sure.
That's still a nice little depth piece.
Yeah.
So there you
He'll
go.
be playing number one receiver
Yeah,
sometimes.
but he'll
Unless
be the
Brock
number
Bowers
two
is
option.
playing. Yeah, unless Brock Bowers is playing receiver, in which case Jacoby will be the number 2.
Yeah.
But a fine pickup, a fine flex.
Yeah. And then, oh boy, Nick Chubb. He returns this week, possibly. I think he's definitely playing, but we'll see how many carries.
Right, yeah.
The one thing that everyone can root for on the Browns, the only really thing that people can look to the Browns and root for. So it's so
Yeah.
tough when you have like someone that you really don't want to root for and someone that you really want to root for on the same team. Like it's a
Yeah.
dilemma.
Yeah. And they've said we're gonna stick with Deshaun. He gives us the best chance to win. I'm like, are you sure about that? Or
Bro,
like someone told you to say that for sure. Like there's
Yeah.
no way
yeah,
there's no way Stefanski went up there and was like, yeah, this guy, he's gonna win us some games.
Yeah.
There's no shot.
going back to the owner, like the owner's definitely like got a gun to his head. Like
He has to.
fucking-
Yeah, there's no. He's like, hey, you can either if you bench him, I'm gonna fire you. And he's like, what? Like this is obviously I'm making this up, but like there's no. I refuse to believe Stefanski believes that this is the key to winning football.
Oh, for
Like
sure.
I simply don't believe it. Like this team, I'm pretty sure.
We're talking
people
about the
have seen-
coach that led this Cleveland Browns team last year to the playoffs with
Yeah,
like 700 different quarterbacks. Like,
and offensive linemen,
yeah,
and like he literally watched the team get better once Deshaun Watson got hurt last year, and they had Joe Flacco. He literally already did this.
yeah,
So there's no way he's watching it now and being like, we should keep doing this.
no, he's
So,
for sure like, he's not in control.
Yeah, yeah. Which is tough because I do think he is a good coach. And the whole team is being held back by this. Like it's not even just the the offense. The defense is like, hey, can y'all score some points so we don't have to play 70 snaps a game? And the
Mhm.
offense is like, no. And then they get 3 and out. It's like, it's tough, man. Like I feel bad. Like Miles Garrett's on that team, Denzel Ward's on that team. Like, god damn, it's Darius Smith. Like, bro,
Yeah,
the defense is so stacked, and it just does not matter at all.
the defense is please get us points, and Deshaun's like, I'll get another lawsuit instead. Like,
Actually, I'm gonna go 0 for 26 on third downs. Is that okay? It's fucked up. It's fucked
Oh
up.
my
I don't know
God.
what else to say about the Browns, man. It's pretty obvious what needs to happen, and I'm skeptical it's going to happen unless Watson gets hurt.
It is just
So-
absolutely, actually, like it's just so insane, like how historic. Because I mean, there's bad quarterbacks every year. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
we make fun of Will Levis. He's pretty bad too. But
Right.
but Deshaun Watson is doing like he's making history, bro. He's like I forget the amount, but it was like 592 out of 592 type shit. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
literally the worst in the most like within the century. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I'll say I remember when right before Bryce Young got benched, people were saying like like everyone else, they're going into the game giving it their all and they just can't it doesn't matter because the one guy in control of everything of like the offense is like hindering everything. And it's like, how can you as the coach look at everybody and say, we're gonna keep playing him? Like you're like wasting everyone's time and like their effort.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no way that the Browns team is looking at this and is saying, "This is good. Like, we can bounce back." Like, and they just traded Amari Cooper. So if it was an over before, like now it's super duper duper over. Like, there's no hope.
It's so
Like, we're
true.
so. I mean, Njoku's on Brendan's team. We're about to get to him, but yeah, he's like the only potential piece I would maybe want. And like I said, I have concerns about how much Nick Chubb's actually going to get the ball. And if this offense is this historically anemic, it might not matter still how many carries he gets. So
Yeah,
it's a fucking disaster.
this week especially, probably not going to be that many carries for Nick Chubb.
Yeah, I would assume.
But
So.
if they're gonna like just keep ignoring like moving on from the quarterback, I don't see how they don't eventually like just run it with Nick Chubb because
Hey,
that's
man.
the only way
He-
they're gonna win if they want Deshaun Watson to play quarterback
He,
for them.
listen, I don't doubt that he can't do it, but he's gonna have to run against 9 in the box.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He's gonna have to. No one is gonna respect any sort of pass game. He is gonna have to play against 5 linebackers and 60 linemen every snap.
Yeah, Nick Chubb, it literally has to do the impossible, which is come off of just an atrocious knee injury,
Yeah,
have a historically bad quarterback play
Yes.
like of the century, an
Bro.
abysmal offensive line just
Bro-
doing
bro-
no favors and stacked boxes every game. Like he literally has to do the impossible.
he's getting teleported to the 1980s as we speak in this offense. Like this is smash mouth football, and the other team, all the linebackers are built like brick shit houses because they didn't have to cover the pass back then.
Mhm.
So they're all just like huge, big, beefy dudes. That's what he's gonna have to deal with. Like no more coverage linebackers. It's all gonna be run stuffers, and he's coming off of, like you said, the worst knee injury in a while. So
Yeah, not to mention the same knee that he had already injured atrociously. And like Nick Chubb has to do the. I'm rooting for him, but he literally has to do the impossible.
he's also 28, but
Yeah,
you know,
not to mention.
nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. He's only 28, but yes, he is gonna have to do all of this to be relevant in fantasy.
And to be honest,
Or just in general.
I want to see him do it. I want to see him do it. That would just be so
just to see
cool.
it. We
That'd
need a
be
comeback
s-
player of the year candidate. Can Nick Chubb do something for us, please? We need a good person to vote for.
Yes, exactly. let's see it. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll start yapping about Brendan's team now. Brendan started Justin Fields, and Justin Fields is getting benched. So
Right. He provided in his last week, and now he's getting benched. But he did provide.
he did
So,
he did
it goes.
provide.
Yes. He might come back. He might start again. Like it's a very real possibility. So
Yeah. Now I feel like he'll start again. I don't believe in Russell Wilson. I know everyone else in the league was saying like Russell Wilson's not that bad. Like everyone just shits on Russell. I don't think he's any good. I think Justin Fields is better for that team.
that's fair. I think we're comparing the banana peel in the garbage to the paper wad, but I it's fair. I mean,
I think
I mean you could be better. I mean he's done well enough to be the starter. He just hasn't been like super good or anything.
No, yeah, I'm not going to pretend that just Fields has been super good, but let's also look at the Steelers' offensive line, which has not been good. You're going to ask Russell Wilson to drop back and not get sacked while he's waiting for someone to get open? No. That's not
No, I mean that's
happening.
fair. No, that's fair. Very fair point. I just think it's well, I don't know. I'm in the same boat as you. Like I said, it's very real possibility that Fields starts again. But for now, he's getting benched, so he's going back to the waiver wires probably. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Stephon Diggs.
No
He's good.
Nico.
No Nico, so he's
No
good.
Nico.
JSN. It's been an interesting season. That team passes the ball a whole bunch, but he's low key still not really stepping up in a big way. He had a massive week 2, and every other game he's just like, I mean, luckily this team throws the ball a lot. I don't know how many points he'd be getting every week if they weren't a pass heavy team.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm kind of sad
mean-
because I was kind of betting on JSN to like be better this year and like take a step up, and goodbye Shane Waldron, but just I don't
Yeah.
really think he's been all that special.
No, that's very fair. He has not been great. And also just on the topic, the fucking 2023 wide receiver draft class is so poo poo butts. I mean, it's obviously early. They're only in their second years, but like first rounders. I mean, obviously we all know the first rounders this year. They were like generationally good.
Yeah,
It's like
just-
Marvin, Malik, Rome, Brian Thomas. Like these are the first rounders of this year. Obviously they went like top 10. But the 4 receivers taken in the first round of last year, 2023, Jason, Quentin Johnston, Zay Flowers, and Jordan Addison. It's like, man, like if you wanted a receiver last year, you really were picking out of some poo poo.
yeah.
In the first round, those are not first round receivers, all due respect.
To be
Like,
fair, I
I
feel
mean,
like Zay
as
Flowers has
prospects,
actually looked pretty good this year.
as prospects, I think Jason and I also did like Zay Flowers as a prospect. The other two are like, probably second, more closer to second rounders. Zay
Mhm.
Flowers also looking, yeah, I think he's definitely looking better. I still am skeptical of him as like a real wide receiver one. I mean, I say if he's doing well and he's fitting well with the team, they know how to use him, then like, cool. But yeah, JSN just is not doing the most, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
The best wide receiver out of that class was
The fifth
fucking
rounder.
Rashi Rice, and he's not even playing.
Yeah, or Puka, who's also not playing.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, Puka was the best. My fault. My fault. Let's
No,
get
you're
Puka
good.
in there.
You're good. But I mean, he was a fifth rounder, which
Yeah.
is also part of the like this draft class was like a disaster for receivers. It's
Yeah.
like everyone else. I think Tank Dell was a fourth rounder. Like,
Yeah. And once he's healthy, he'll probably be the other best receiver out of the class.
yeah, for sure.
But it's just funny because those were all like late rounders. Like these first round picks have been.
That's what I'm saying. If you wanted a receiver, if you were betting on a receiver in the first round, like if that was your priority, you were cooked. Like that. That shit is gross.
Yeah. But DeAndre Swift is having
He's back.
great games. He's back.
He's back. He's
He's-
back from the depths of hell.
It's pretty nice when the Bears get a very soft schedule.
Yeah, it's true.
We'll see what happens when. I mean, they're still even off their bye. I think they're gonna have 2 soft games again, but
Yeah.
we'll see what happens when they have to play some teams. I mean, they're in the same division as the Lions and Minnesota and Green Bay. So once we
Yeah.
get to those games, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, they just banished Khalil Herbert to the Shadow Realm. So
Yeah,
You know.
you think he gets traded, or do you think he's just gonna rot?
I mean, maybe it'll be for like a fourth rounder or fifth rounder if he does get traded. But like, it would have to be a pretty desperate contender. Like, I don't know. I don't really know who would really need one right now. But yeah, it's just he might just end up rotting. I wouldn't be surprised if he did, but
That's sad. He's a good player.
he is a good
Khalil
player,
Herbert.
yeah, for sure.
But anyway, so yeah, and then the trade Demont to his team goes out there, gets 2 touchdowns. As a Jameer Gibbs owner, can we get like 1 and 1, please? Like I'm totally fine. Just like, can we share? You
We
get
share.
one, I get one. Like, don't hog
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah, Demon's a demon, brother. He's
Nah, but Demont's
doing the
awesome.
thing.
He's so good.
he's doing the thing. He already got extended, which is crazy.
Yeah.
They're just full sending this duo, which I'm I'm all for it. It's clearly working.
Yeah.
So, good for them.
And I mean, did you hear the things that Dan Campbell was saying? Like he basically
yeah.
like wrote him a love letter, man. He
Dude,
was
that's what
just
the way these coaches talk about their running backs, oh man. Like that's what I'm here for. That's
yeah.
that's the vibes, bro. Like when the coach starts writing love letters to their running backs, I'm like, "Oh, that's a good relationship."
That's literally you as a coach.
Yeah.
you're the running back guy. You're like this is
I would just
yeah.
be the running back coach at that point, just like, who's here? Can I just talk to y'all? I don't care about the rest of the team.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Montgomery, he is also one of the guys that deserves all the love he's getting.
Oh,
He's
for
been
sure.
great.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, no, great player. David Njoku
There he
is stuck with the worst quarterback play this century.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but Amari
he's
Cooper left, so he'll get junk volume.
he's gonna need all the junk volume possible because there's going to be a very scarce amount of touchdowns in Cleveland
Oh yeah,
as long as that guy's back there at quarterback. So need that.
yeah. Yeah. Even like, I mean, Jerry Judy is not a good player, so it's
Definitely not a wide receiver one. That's for sure, for sure. That's very
it's Njoku and it's whatever Nick Chubb can stand up to. Hopefully he can last, and that's it.
yeah. Yeah. Tough. Tough times.
But I mean, his main tight end is Travis Kelsey, which he'll be back, and yeah, fucking he's good since I don't have Rashi Rice anymore. Never forget what could have been by a wide receiver corpse. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna cry every week. Anyways, Joe Mixon doesn't even look like he had a high ankle sprain. I mean, bro's ripping off long runs left and right. He's good. He's awesome.
Especially with Nico out, they're just gonna keep they already said they would love to keep running the football, so here we go. It's happening.
Yeah. Just we his whole team was on bye, so
Yeah.
picked up Alec Pierce off of the depths of the free agency and got him a 0.
Big
but-
donut.
I mean, lucky
That's okay.
for Brendan, he still won, so it's okay.
Winning with a donut.
Hey,
Not bad.
take those.
Not the only one this week. Not the only person to win with a donut and not the only person to have a donut.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, so Travis Kelsey, Xavier Worthy, post by rookie bump. We'll see what happens. Maybe his role gets increased. That'd be good for Brendan's team. Honestly, Brendan's team on the up and up, because we'll see what happens when McCaffrey comes back. I mean, this team could be pretty nasty.
Yeah. I do like I mean, I like any team with David Montgomery on it, but but I definitely am I think with the run out of how of injuries, definitely feeling more confident about his team. He just has to hope to avoid the injuries to his own team now.
Yeah.
But he's dealt with a couple already, a few. But yeah. I am. Oh, he's 2 defenses.
Actually,
I'm definitely more.
real
go ahead.
quick. If you had to compare Cade and Brendan's team rest of the season, who would you pick? Now that I'm kind of looking at it, I think I would take Cade's team.
That's an interesting question you proposed.
Because I was getting hyped about Brendan's team, and then I realized that he doesn't really have any wide receivers. Like he's
Yeah, no, that's it's definitely an issue. Yeah, I mean, I'd still probably take Cade's team.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Jonathan Taylor plays again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that is kind of the issue with Cade's team. It's like if one of his first two running backs gets hurt, then he has to hope for Nick Chubb. Um, but I would, on a good day, I'd take Cade's team over Brendan's team.
Okay. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
getting hyped about Brendan's team, and then I looked at it more, and I was like, never mind.
Yeah, but it's
I
close.
yeah.
It's close though. But yeah, I'm with you.
All right. Bet. Well, with that, we will move on. You know me, just taking forever on every single matchup.
All right, we are an hour and a we are we are an hour and a half in. We have done 4 teams. Let's go.
Dude, there's just a lot for me to yap about right now. I don't know what's in my system. I
Hey,
feel like
bro,
I'm
but
yapping more than normal. Normally, I let you yap, but now I'm yapping.
I'm just listening to the app. I'm just like, yeah. Wait, bro, if you got more to say, bro, just let it fly. I guess if there's ever a time.
Yeah. All right. Well, next matchup, my goat falters this week to to Alexei.
Bro, he just. I remember for the 2022 recap. I don't remember the first one I did. Alexei's team had like the highest difference between like his top score and his lowest score. It was like 189 to like 89. Like 100-point difference between his best score and his lowest score. It's like the same thing this year.
Yeah.
Like he just keeps doing. I don't even know. There's like no explanation for it either. Of like how this has happened more than once. But like he scored. Obviously, he had that 1 week where he put up like 180 ish, and then he put up 190 this week, and then all the other weeks are like kind of like dud weeks. Like I don't know, or like decent at best weeks. Like it's weird. I don't know how this keeps happening for him.
Yeah. Fucking Alexei's not got like boom bust players. He's just got a boom bust roster.
The whole roster, it's insane. It's insane. I think here I'll start off. The one thing I will say, Bijan had his explosion game. We finally
Woohoo!
got it. We had been begging for it. You had said if it doesn't happen this week, I'm out. Well, it happened. We got it.
Yes, sir.
We can at least be, we can rest assured that against the worst defense in the league, he can get 2 touchdowns. He did it. Like we've gotten to that point. So that's nice. Glad he's out there doing his thing. So
That being said, though, Tyler Algier out carried this game, so not that that'll happen every single week, but
there
where
can
you-
never be a no negatives week for Bijan. There's always got to be something to be like.
where
There's always something.
uh,
I don't know what to say about that. That's, I just I'm just glad he got his touchdowns. That's all I'll say. I'm glad he got there. Finally, he got there.
yeah, where Alexei drafted Bijan, I feel like that's not gonna happen for him. It's clear that this team also really likes Tyler Algier.
Yeah.
Unlike the Jets backfield, like I know that they all liked Braylon Allen, but Brees Hall is still like shown that he can be a workhorse. It's just
Yeah.
clear that they don't want to do that with Bijan, and that's fine. But for next year, adjust your expectations and yeah, don't draft him in the first round.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy that 2 teams in a row just love Tyler Algier. Like clearly teams like him more than than we do.
Yeah.
Clearly, like I'm just going off of the playing time. Like you already mentioned, Brees Hall's not getting. Well, now that the other coaching staff is gone or whatever, the play caller, like he's the guy. Like very clearly the guy. Like Bijan is not like he got out carried. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I'll lead the convo for this one since you've been doing a lot of the talking, and
Okay.
I'll own up to some things, I guess. I know we gave Alexei a lot of shit for the, and I still will continue to, but we gave him a lot of shit for the auto draft. But Jordan Love is throwing lots of touchdowns, which is great. Romeo Dobbs with 3 receptions, 2 receiving touchdowns is hilarious. He did it. He got there after uh but he just didn't go to practice, and then his team had no idea where he was, so they had to go check on him, and he was like, "I'm not getting the ball enough." And they were like, "What?" But
Yeah.
coming off of an in-team suspension, he gets 2 touchdowns, so maybe he's happy now, I guess. I don't know. Debo, he's limited. He had a wrist injury, I guess. But he got home. Doing a little bit of rushing, just a little bit. Kamara, man, that those first 2 weeks were something, huh? He had 14. Kamara had 14 this week. Sorry, he's playing right now, so I got confused. He has 5 points right now, which is tough. But yeah, he got a touchdown, so week saved pretty much for Kamara. Evan Ingram, lots of targets, 10 receptions, 102 yards in his first game back.
Mhm.
Very nice stuff, especially in this tight end landscape.
For sure.
So I didn't watch the game because I didn't care, but
Yeah, I didn't
but
either. I woke up and was pleasantly surprised to what happened for my team, but we'll talk about that later.
yeah. But I think in general the Jacksonville receivers didn't have a great day. Evan Ingram is he's getting those underneath routes that he's always gotten, I guess. And then you mentioned Zay Flowers. He is out there receiving the ball. So I know I said that he is not a wide receiver 1 in this league. I still stand by that. But teams are showing that if you just know how to use your players, it doesn't really matter. If you know what you're doing, and usually the wide receiver 1 is kind of like the guy that's running like the more difficult routes, the routes that get covered more. But they have Rashad Bateman, and he's kind of out there doing his thing too. Like he's kind of getting some. He's sneaking into the waiver wire options, of potentially playable. So I think the offense as a whole is just getting better, which is nice because they've definitely had some weeks where it's like purely Derrick Henry, and that's like if you're not playing with, if you're not playing against Dallas, who has a shitty run defense, it's like you're gonna have to figure out other dimensions to your offense, and they're doing it. So that's encouraging. And then Bucky Irving in that absence of Rashad White, was Rashad White out? He got hurt, right?
Yeah, he was hurt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the trade. This is the Sean Tucker week, right? Yeah, right. Sean Tucker. Yeah, Bucky Irving. With more of the snaps now that Rashad White is gone. I guess I don't know, probably around the same, but got home, did his thing. So that was nice. And
Mhm.
Pittsburgh defense put up 22. That's so funny. And the Raiders are just not good at football, huh? The Raiders are ass. Oh my god. Yeah, Devontae Adams also is on his bench, and we already
At,
talked about him.
at least for that team, when it comes to owner, they got Tom Brady being a part owner now, so maybe he can do something for
He will save everybody.
him.
He's gonna bring that team back from the depths of hell. Maybe, I don't know. They still have Tom Telesco at GM, so they're kind of there.
maybe
But
maybe Tom Brady will take care of Tom.
oh man. But yeah. He also has Cooper Cup potentially coming back this week. Potentially, I think it's in the cards. They've been talking about it for a bit now. That this was like the target week. Currently questionable, doing limited stuff at practice. So yeah, that'd be fun if he can play Cooper Cup and Devontae Adams after not playing Devontae Adams for like 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. Who's now suddenly healthy, by the way. No hamstring injury. That's nice. Yeah, I think. And then Tyler Algier put up 19 points. That's so fun. Oh my god, that's really insane. Wow. Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Jonathan Brooks also potentially a play when he comes in, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, Alexei's got a lot of good players on his
Mhm.
team. Some of the older guys are probably going to tail off, but he's got some new guys that will probably take their place. So it works out.
His team is really old, isn't it?
Yeah.
For the most part, besides like two of the players, I guess three, including Jordan Love. But Cup, Adams, Kamara, Debo, like this team is old. See?
Yeah. I'm talking
Seems-
about Gabe's geezer team later, but this is another geezer team.
Yeah. And like the young players are like Bijan, Zay Flowers, and Jordan Love. Like, man, this is
And Brooks when he's back.
yeah, whenever I don't know. I think they opened his practice window, but he's not practicing yet, I guess.
Hmm.
I think he's like out there, but he's not. They said he DNP'd today, so
All
yeah.
right.
I mean, I think we've already seen that this team has the potential to go nuclear, and then it has the potential to do nothing. But that was when he had James Cook instead of Cooper Cup, and Devontae Adams was out. So
Yeah.
maybe better days ahead. But Kamara's situation looks a little tough without Derek Carr. So
Yeah, it's a little
I don't know.
interesting. He's got like players coming back, players getting good, and then as soon as that happens, then other players start to like disappear and
Ye-
things happen to them. So just
Yeah, it's like like everything we've talked about before this is like irrelevant almost.
yeah.
Like there's so many new pieces and like you know new players going in the lineup and coming out the lineup. Then like all right, well this just feels like a pretty different team at this point. Besides like Bijan and Kamara.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I still well I don't know. It's a boom bust team. I don't know what else to say. Like it seems crazy. They
I
both
would put him above the other teams that we talked about just because there's not only is this the lineup is pretty solid, but the depth is really good too. So,
it's fair.
uh
I
yeah.
think I agree. Question mark. I'm just gonna say I agree off of first reaction. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go with that.
I realized in the other weeks like we kind of were just like maybe like good vibes, bad vibes, but I kind of want to like be like I don't know, maybe order the teams a little bit more just to
Okay.
I don't know, just to
I'm
get some
down.
takes out there
Try.
and then be wrong next week. So
I s- I do still think the general tiers, well, besides, you know, some of the teams that have been like decimated to injury, I still think the general tiers are about the same for me of like which teams I think are like really good and like maybe could be good.
mm-hmm.
But inside those tiers it's all really close though. So that once we start ranking the teams like for real, it's gonna get crazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, good job keeping it shorter. uh, good job cutting me off and making sure I didn't talk about
No,
every player for 5 minutes.
you're good. I mean, like, if you want to tune in, if you want to chime in, whatever. But yeah, I'm known to keep it short, as they say.
Anyways.
Right.
Okay, so my goat.
I'm your goat. What happened to him?
Bro had a rough week. It started good on Thursday with George Kittle.
Yeah, that's
Um,
tough.
but then didn't end well. So Lamar Jackson is always good, just solid
You're
play. Another one of those QB ones.
You're
Drake London still out there, getting plenty of targets, and in games where they actually have to throw more, he has a high ceiling. So this is a
yeah.
nice floor for a game that wasn't really competitive. DJ Moore is back to not having a game because he doesn't get to play Carolina every week and have a revenge game.
Yeah, I just realized what his scores are besides the Carolina game. That's kind of crazy. I didn't realize it looked so vanilla or like average, mediocre. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the
That's
good
crazy.
news is at least they're going into a bye now, so
Yes.
maybe they can be like, you know what? Let's actually no, he just had a good game, so that probably won't happen. I was gonna say maybe they can phase out Keenan, but Keenan just had a nice game.
I was
So
about to say Keenan just went off. He's
yeah.
been crazy.
Yeah, never mind. It's gonna be a mess. Caleb Williams looks better, so just the offense as a whole is gonna be good. But as far as consistency above pass catchers, yeah, we'll see. It's just gonna be annoying.
Yeah.
So that's tough. Saquon Barkley had a bad game.
Uncharacteristic.
Yeah,
6 points.
yeah, and
What the hell?
let me see. He had a shit ton of carries too, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, 18's a
Yeah,
pretty good amount.
18. That's a lot. That's a lot of carries to get 6 points on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was the first game back with all the people. So I think there was definitely some like they were definitely shaking something off. They're definitely figuring something out.
Mhm.
But revenge week. If if DG Moore has his revenge week, it's time for Barkley to have his. So
Yeah.
he's got the Giants. So
We'll
I mean,
see.
you would assume that this is gonna be a nuclear Barkley week. So
Yeah, we might get another hat trick.
yeah. No, I'm playing him. No.
So yeah, just a blip on the radar, but Barkley, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Zach Moss, dud, literal
Donut.
donut.
We had a lot of donuts and less than donuts this week. We got a lot of them actually.
Yeah, it was pretty
One
rough.
fumble lost, 13 rush yards, and 1 reception for 2 yards. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Big donut.
He's losing his job, so that's tough. Does he have RB2s? Ramondre, I guess. Would Drake May being out there giving some life to that offense?
Yeah, it's
We'll see if he can
Ramondre
get
and
healthy
Rico.
though.
Yeah, it's Ramondre and Rico. That's it.
Oh. And
Oh.
Rico Dowdle had a rough week. The whole Dallas offense is
Yeah,
on
I was about
watch.
to say.
The whole Dallas
That's-
team is on watch, actually,
I
not
was
just the
about I was about to say that's a Dallas issue more than specifically a Rico issue because that team looks fucking awful. I have no idea why either. It's just like I know the offense is not running well, obviously, and the defense is zero run defense. So people are just doing whatever they want. 9-47 is so fucked. Holy shit. Yeah, I mean, it feels like there's no good, there's no positives, really. There's nothing good to talk about with Dallas right now.
No, there definitely isn't. Amari Cooper, we just talked about that earlier. So my goat gets
don't know.
an improvement to his team with that trade. So nice for him.
You know what's funny? He might not play this week. I think there's no, as of right now, no decision made. And right now in Eric's starting lineup, he has Amari Cooper and Mark Andrews in the flex.
That is gross.
So if Amari Cooper doesn't play, I'm assuming he's gonna put in Keon Coleman. And then his only other bench players, I guess, that aren't on bye are Zach Moss and Michael Wilson, who was limited today in practice.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, he's starting Mark Andrews. That's where he put his fab. He put it on Mark Andrews. That was the trigger he pulled. He's like,
That's
now's the time.
guy.
That's the time. How much did he put on him? I don't remember. Let me see. Uh, wait, did he even?
Or maybe he got him for free. He was probably a free agent.
He was. I mean, he was definitely a free agent, but I swore he put something on 16. He put 16 on him,
Oh,
and I
man,
don't
you
think
coulda got that guy for
anyone
free,
else.
bro.
I don't think anyone else put an offer on him.
All right.
Tight.
Well, there you go.
So yeah, he's in Eric's flex right now. So that's hey, if they pass the ball a lot, then this is it's a fine play. Maybe he he's more likely to get the ball, and he has the Lamar stack. So it's possible that this is an insanely big brain move.
Yeah.
But it is Mark Andrews. So I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Oh, Justin Jefferson was on bye, but Justin Jefferson is back, and he's got a juicy matchup against Detroit this week. So we might get
Yeah.
one of those massive Justin Jefferson games this week because
I'm getting
he's been solid like throughout the season, but this might be one of those games we've been waiting for, like a nice score.
I'm getting cooked this week.
I mean, you got guys
Getting-
to keep up with him.
Yeah. I think I do. It's just like, damn, I'm going against the demons today or this week. I got my work cut out for me this week. This is gonna be tough.
Yeah. Kobe Parkinson is dropped for Mark Andrews,
he
right?
Yeah.
And
Which
Mike
is-
Williams, he's been holding
I don't even
strong
know-
on his bench.
I don't even know why he had him on his roster for so long, dude. He did literally his best week was 8.7 points, and everything else was like just complete ass.
Oh, did he dropped him for Mike Wilson?
Yeah, I
Or
think
Michael
that.
Wilson?
Yeah, it must have been. Yeah, but I don't even know why he
Oh.
had him for so long though.
Bummer, he should have held on. He could end up back on the Chargers.
Oh my god, that would actually be so funny, bro. Holy, I hope it happens. That'd be so funny. I'll pick him up. I'll pick him up if he's on the Chargers. I'm down.
Honestly, that'd be pretty sick.
Back to Herbert. I'm with it.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Bo Nix rushed for 75 yards today. That's cool.
Is that game over?
I hope so. I think so, yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. Jesus Christ.
Not close at
33
all.
to 10.
Yeah, Saints got their backs blown out.
The funny thing
Yeah, the
is
defense is not great.
yeah. Damn. That is crazy. Fucking Kamara went 7 for 10. That's actually terrible.
That's wild.
Literally every other person who ran on that team ran better than him.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was like a whole point.
Kendra Miller had his first game back. Nice.
Yeah, big. He overperformed his projection and put a 4.4 in fantasy or something.
Wow.
Huge.
Oh, everyone's favorite guy, fucking, what's his name? Bo Means or something? What was his name?
Bub Means.
Oh, Bub Means. Yeah.
Bub.
It wasn't a Bub
Yeah.
week this week though.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Thank God! Thank God we're not full point PPR. Kamara got 6 catches for 14 yards.
Yeah, I
That
can't
would've
stand
been
full
a-
PPR.
That would have been actually toxic.
Full PPR is fucked up. I hate full PPR with a passion. I'm so glad we changed it. That shit actually pisses me off.
Yeah.
I can't believe people play with those settings.
Javante got
Should've-
2 touchdowns. This motherfucker. After I drop him.
Yeah, he did. I watched one of them. I was like, that's crazy.
Oh, brother. I'm gonna kill. Never mind. I don't think I can say that on YouTube. I'm gonna exit server. All right.
Oh my god.
Not for real. Not for real. It's
He's
just a prank.
dropping the ball.
It's just a prank. Anyways, we talked enough about that matchup and sprinkled in some Thursday night.
Yeah.
My
Terrible
goat,
game.
my goat will be on his comeback art, except for next week. I think I play him, so
It's so funny how
he
I'm
can't be
ahead
good
of
the week
him.
I play him.
It's so funny how I'm ahead of him in the rankings.
Yeah, bro.
I'm 4-2.
Hey,
He's 3-3, and he's scored over 100 more points than me on the season.
hey, you've been
Let's
playing
fucking go.
defense out there, bro.
I am playing
Make
defense.
you're playing
I'm
defense, bro.
defense wins championships, brother. That's what I'm saying.
Teams cannot score against you, man.
Yeah. I still haven't had like I think my highest score on the year is still like 130 something. I still haven't had like a ceiling game, and I'm like squeaking by. Like
Yeah.
I'm about to have a Steelers playoff run, brother. I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
All right, we'll talk about first place versus last place.
Yeah, it's just
Better
I don't know.
Gabe versus Gabe.
Gabe 1 and Gabe 2. So we have a negative donut win, which is incredible. But Travis Etienne with -1 rush yards, and that's it. 3 carries, then he left with an injury. But it didn't matter because his opponent, with the rare triple donut,
Triple donut. Oh, because
3
he
for 1
never
special.
moved Cook.
He never moved Cook. Marvin Harrison left in the second quarter, concussion. Goddard left on like the third snap, and then it was already over for Gabe, and he didn't want to drop anybody, so he just started James Cook, who was out with injury. So we got the triple donut, so that the negative donut could prevail.
Yeah.
It's funny because the score. This is literally like one of Noda's like worst weeks. Like 120 is like very reachable and beatable. I
Mhm.
think it might have been like a bottom half score on the week. Like close. Like there's a lot of teams that put up like 120, so it was like close.
Mhm.
But like this was like a very losable week for Noda, but he went against Mason, who was just it's just so sad. Like you just look at the scores of all the teams. It's like, man, 84, bro.
Man,
That's tough.
I'm just so terrible when it comes to schedules every year, man. I'm like I always get the teams when they're at full strength, no one's on by, like everyone has
Yeah.
their best weeks, and then the moment they go play someone else, they drop like 80.
Yeah. I mean,
I
this is
I have terrible defense. Honestly, I gotta start putting the clamps on. I gotta play better defense out here,
yeah, you
dude.
got that's yeah, you just gotta play better defense. You gotta get a new defensive coordinator, I think.
Dude, honestly,
I think
he needs
that's
to
your
be
priority.
fired.
I don't even know what to say about either of these teams because I like nothing really. Like at this point, I feel like I've said everything that needs to be said about these teams. We talked about Josh Allen already. You know, plus Amari Cooper is big plus for Josh Allen. Amon Ross still doing the Amon Ross stuff. Marvin Harrison needs to
He
not
got
get
bailed out
injured.
by a touchdown. Could have had a worse game.
No, yeah, for sure.
Gabe could have
But,
scored below 80.
It's the second time that it's the second time Josh Allen saved Gabe from being below 80 points. It's insane.
Dude. Crazy.
Yeah, the double Cardinals, like it kind of works sometimes, but it doesn't always work. But for the most part, James Conner's been good. James Cook will play this week, but Ray Davis had a nice little breakout, so we'll see what happens there. He's still starting Dallas Goedert at tight end right now. He DNP'd today, so he might need to. He's probably gonna have to address that. But yeah, right now his flexes are Austin Eckler and Raheem Mostert. I have to imagine he's going to change that. I have to imagine that's not who he's going to be starting this week.
I mean, honestly, Austin Eckler, I wouldn't mind the play.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. Raheem Mostert, I'm definitely surprised about.
I mean,
Josh Downs is questionable because he would 100% be in there if he wasn't questionable. But
oh, for sure.
as time passes, I'm sure we'll figure that out. Pittman is also here, which Gabe hates. He hates having both of them. but
Why did
that
you
was
do that then? That was his own fault.
he did make that trade. I don't know what to. I didn't know what to tell him because he was asking me like, who should I drop? Because he wanted to keep the Bears defense, but they're on bye. She was like, "Who would you drop on my team?" I was like, "I'm assuming if you're not gonna drop the Bears defense, if that's why I'm assuming that's why you're asking, then it would have to be like fucking I don't know, Wandale or like Eckler or something. Like I don't know. Uh, but he ended up dropping Chicago, so he still has
He
Christian Kirk,
did?
Michael Pittman. He dropped Chicago's defense.
Brother, I mean, I guess this is hindsight, but like, you should have relied on your terrible injury luck. You can just drop Shaheed now.
He did now. He did now and picked up Christian Watson.
Okay.
But he probably should have just dropped Shaheed then. But he was praying and hoping that he wasn't going on IR, but he is on IR. So now
He's
we're
on.
here.
His season is over. He's not just on
Yeah,
IR.
I don't really know. Like I said, there's nothing else I can say that we haven't said before that doesn't still apply. So,
Yeah.
just pour one out, I guess. Stuff.
There's been a few freak like injuries to his team, but I do got to say I am noticing a trend. Like he's drafting old players that are also injury prone. Like James Conner, one of them, Cooper Cup, the
Yeah.
other one of them, like
Yeah.
and then you got the unfortunate like bad luck ones to go with those. But it's like maybe only grab one of those guys and then
Yeah.
get youth elsewhere.
It's just insane that every year he's first or last. He's
Yeah.
always either like one of the strongest teams or he's just like a complete non-factor. It's insane. How he does it every time.
Yeah. To be fair, it's
Yeah,
been a
he's
while since he's been a contender.
it was like a 2021, 2, 1 or 2. I don't remember the year, but the year that Miguel beat him in the playoffs. That's I just know it's that year. I don't remember which year that was though. But yeah,
Yeah. But all in all, I'm not gonna pretend that like it's all his fault. Like he only like
yeah,
drafts the most.
no,
No, he's had some free like just
yeah,
terrible. I didn't even realize that Shaheed was hurt, and then he's like missing the season. Like what?
yeah. It's happening really fast. Things are happening very, very fast.
Also the other one that I will say that is 100% his fault is trading for an injured player.
That
Like
is
that's on you,
also
buddy.
a problem.
That was 100%
That is also
on
an
him.
issue. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing else for him. I think it's a little doomed. It's a little doomed. I don't know. I don't know what he could do at this point to salvage it.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anyway.
Definitely. Like I said last week, you guys, I was like, you guys are making fun of me how I'm saying that everyone like has a chance basically, but I was willing to call my shot on one team, and
The only team.
yeah, I mean, was
the
I wrong?
easiest call. The easiest call here.
Yeah. Sorry, Gabe. Next year, buddy.
Anyways, on to the Gabe that's doing something this year.
Yeah.
Um,
Joe Burrow saves his day with a long fucking rushing touchdown.
wild stuff.
Crazy.
Inoda secured first place, 5-1, the only 5-1. It's still funny. He could have been 4-2 if Eric won week 1 after the Barkley hat trick.
Yeah.
The fact that he lost that game is so funny. Yeah, Derrick Henry looks like Derrick Henry. He's still chugging and tugging. CeeDee Lamb is just not doing great because Dallas isn't doing great. Even in garbage time, he isn't eating like that.
Mm-hmm.
We already talked about Brock Bowers. Devontae Smith came back, got a touchdown. Shout out to Devontae Smith. Um,
Jaden Reed, good player.
he's out there. Yep, he's doing his thing. I mean, I don't know. I think we've already sung the praises of this team enough times that I'm kind of just like, all right, cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
Tank Bigsby now in the starting lineup in place of Travis Etienne on Notice team,
uh,
potentially in real life as well.
yeah.
We'll see.
We'll
We'll
see
see.
about Aaron Jones' injury. I think he got a limited in today, but I'm sure Aaron Jones is starting for him. If
He also had that week where I was like, oh man, Aaron Jones got injured. We could start Ty Chandler now, and then he had a bye week, and then it was like, oh, he might play actually, so never mind. So
yeah,
it's Devin Singletary, he was limited as well. All these running backs are are limited. Everyone's going through it. Darnell Mooney in the starting lineup now. George Pickens riding the bench. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
yeah,
That's
that's
it's the
yeah. We
same.
can.
It's he hasn't been a part of any of the big trades or anything, so I don't really have anything new to say about his team.
Yeah, me neither. Good team, and we'll definitely be in the playoffs.
More than likely, yeah. More than likely. The odds are it would take something catastrophic for him to miss.
Yeah.
So
All right.
all right,
Well,
well,
finally, we can
we
talk
flipped the
about
script.
my team. Yeah, I saved the best for last.
Ooh,
No,
big
I'm just kidding.
126 this week.
Yeah, just kidding. It's not the best. It's passable. Anyways, I finally got a dub, a much needed dub.
Yes,
I'm on
sir.
my comeback arc. Here we go. About a reverse sweep. Let's get it done.
Okay, the whole league.
Let's get it done, team. Come on.
Yeah,
So Jalen Hurts got his guys back, his good wide receivers. The most important
the
being
god.
AJ Brown, the one-on-one man beater. Just
Demon.
win your
Yeah.
win your route.
Yeah, I don't
And
know why people find it hard to play wide receiver. Don't you just beat your defender one on one and then you catch the ball?
yeah,
Isn't that,
I
isn't that all you have to do?
I don't know why every other receiver doesn't just
Yeah, I
do
don't know why
that.
everyone doesn't do it. It's so
But
easy.
at least AJ Brown does it, so that's good for Jalen Hurts. Thank you, appreciate that.
It's good for me too,
Um,
baby.
Tank Dell in the absence of or not CJ Stroud, in the absence of Nico
That's a
Collins.
disaster.
No, yeah, that would be a
That's a
disaster.
disaster.
Oh God, hopefully I didn't just like do.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh god, oh
Move
god.
on. In the absence of,
Roman Dinsey.
I'll just cut it out of the video so it can't be. It'll never happen.
No, for
In
sure.
Nico Collins' absence, Tank Dell has a
Yes.
nice game. Plenty of targets too. I think. Let me double check. I think he had like 9.
Yeah. On the money.
Yeah, nine targets. So that's a
Very nice.
nice floor. Didn't have too many yards, but had plenty of receptions. So hoping as he gets healthier, maybe we get some more downfield routes from him, and he can be a nice little boom play for me. But
For
for
sure,
now,
yeah.
he provides a nice stable floor. So I'm happy to have a good wide receiver outside of my goats, but we'll talk about them later.
Yeah, they're down there.
Roma Dunze.
Need that post by
It's
rookie bump.
yeah.
That's
Hopefully
all.
post by rookie bump, but at the same time, this is a crowded core of pass catchers. So,
Yeah.
but we'll see. I have optimism that even though Keenan Allen is involved, he is also 30 plus. So we'll see how it goes as the season progresses.
Yeah. I still think Roma Dinsey is going to be a really good player, so
Yeah, me
I'd be
too.
surprised if he doesn't, like, if they aren't forced to give him the ball more just because he's playing well. So I have faith.
That would be awesome. I would love it if they gave him more work.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like something has to happen to one of these other pass catchers for it to be like awesome, but
Yeah. Yeah,
it would be pretty sweet if we could get more involvement. Anyways,
for sure.
good player, and I'm hoping that as the season progresses, veterans go down, rookies go up. So that's the plan. Second half of season, he'll be a goat for my squad, hopefully.
Yeah.
Jahmyr Gibbs, he's awesome. Doesn't get a touchdown, but I mean, 10 points for a running back with no touchdown, that's solid. He's running so well, man. I think he's got like every game it's like 5 yards or 6 yards a carry. Like he's so good.
They know what they know what offense they're running, man. They're doing great. Like they know they know what's going on down there.
Yeah, as a greedy fantasy manager, I'm like, come on, get me at least one of these touchdowns. But at the same time, I can't complain. Like Gibbs is he's good.
For sure.
He's so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then J.K. Dobbins, just insane workload. I think he
Still
got
chugging.
like 24 carries or some shit like that.
25 carries and 2 receptions.
Whew, man.
The Devon Achane workload, some might say.
Yeah.
Couple less receptions, but yeah, they're still giving him the rock. They're gonna they say ride the train till the wheels fall off.
Yes, sir. Hey,
That's exactly.
ever since I was like, man, I really should have grabbed a tight end. I'm glad I grabbed J.K. Dobbins because he's been locked into this lineup.
He's doing great, for sure.
Honestly, he's been the biggest steal for me if it wasn't for another player that got hurt. But he's been the biggest steal for me. So.
No, yeah, he's doing wonderful.
Cole Kmet, I woke up, I saw that my squad had 26 points. I'm like, oh, Roma Dunze probably had a nice game. And then I was like, oh, shit. That was Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet getting 2 touchdowns. Also, I think he was 5 for 70. He had a nice game.
Yeah, he's doing. I mean,
he's good.
Hey, man, if he's gonna be a boom bust, tight end, at least he has that ceiling. Like,
yeah,
you'll take that. Like, that's kind of what everyone's working with at this point. like majority of people are just like, well, they have a chance to go off, so he's doing it, and like they've already they're phasing out Gerald Everett. Then
they're getting a good player in there. So yeah, I feel like this is like a George Kittle for my team of last year, where I'm just gonna keep rolling him out there. He'll probably get me 5 a couple of weeks, but and he'll get me like 20 something, and I'm just gonna keep rolling with it.
Oh yeah, brother.
I like that. I'm glad I at least have, because it's not like oh, he scored a touchdown and he got 12. It's like he got 20. So I'm like, he's got ceiling. So I'll take that.
Yeah, not bad.
Jamar Chase, a little bit of a dud this week, but it's Jamar Chase, and the Giants didn't really put up a fight to really make them want to throw it that much. So
yeah.
Oh well, but he did the job good enough for me to
Jamar Chase experience.
League, so.
Yeah.
Xavier Leggett got a nice touchdown. And honestly, I'm thinking back, if he didn't get that touchdown, I probably wouldn't have won this week. So
definitely not. No.
Thank God he got that touchdown.
Well, I don't know about definitely not, but I don't think so. With the reception yards and touchdown points, you would not have won.
Yeah. So yeah, thank God he got a touchdown. But yeah, I'm excited to have him on the squad. I don't know if I want to start him this week. It is Washington, so but I don't know if I want to roll him out there. We'll see. But I'm just happy to have him on the squad.
Yeah, I'm looking at your lineup. I'm seeing a name that probably is gonna be not relevant by Sunday, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
See what happens.
And then Dontavian Wicks just got the worst run out possible.
Insane.
He had one game to prove it. He did not prove it. And next week, Christian Watson was like, actually, I don't have a high ankle sprain and I'm good to go. And Romeo Dobbs is like, actually, you know what? I'll cooperate and I'm ready to go. And so
Yeah.
Dontavian Wicks did not have time to try to like show that he could be more featured. And then on top of that, he
Tough.
goes out there and gets injured. So
Yeah, man.
so
It's pretty
goodbye,
terrible.
goodbye 40 Fab. It was
Mm.
it was a fun pickup. I was excited, but ultimately it did not do anything for my squad.
Tough.
Yeah.
Tough.
Javonte Williams had a terrible week last week, and this week I dropped him, and he got 2 touchdowns. So there you go.
Hey, that's life.
So watch out if Dontavian Wicks plays this week. Watch out.
Look out.
Tyler Conklin, I had him as what is gonna be my fill-in next week, and then Devontae Adams went to the Jets, and he immediately left my squad. So let's go Zach Ertz. The
Like,
ultimate floor play. Give me
Pretty much,
6 to
I
8
mean-
points. I'll take it.
oh god. Yeah, I mean, what is he gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
what is he gonna do? It is what it is.
Oh, and I got Blake Corum back on my squad. He was getting some work before the bye, and there's a bye week,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, a little something.
we'll see what happens with him. Kyron Williams is still the main guy, obviously, but I mean, the workload is insane, so we'll see how he holds up. So that's my
He'll
little.
be fine.
That's my little. We'll see what happens,
He'll be fine.
and then
Don't worry about that.
And then I got another one with Kamani Vidal. He had a pretty sweet reception. But I mostly just have him because J.K. Dobbins, not the beacon of health. And
Yeah.
he's getting an insane workload. So this is the one time I'm making an exception for having my own handcuff because I literally have a running back that is not known for being healthy. So
Yeah. Tough. Yeah, no, I'm a Kamani fan, so I like it. I'm with you.
yeah, and he looked good, at least on the receptions. I don't know how he ran, but he had a pretty sweet reception. So
Yeah, his very first touch, a 40-yard receiving touchdown.
hell yeah. And my
Demon.
goat Neighbors, he's returning this
back.
week. I cannot wait to
Yippee.
finally have him back.
I know. It actually just feels nice to actually be able to start your players, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It feels awesome. It feels great.
Gosh. Yeah, once
I'm
once
excited.
Waddle can once Waddle can go back in my lineup, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, this is what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
This is what I was imagining. Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, Blake
Oh.
Neighbors, demon. Very excited for his return.
I'm
Very good
excited for
football
his
player.
return. Oh
Let's
man.
go Neighbors.
I'm just I gotta let it go, but man, my receiver core could have been nasty.
Yeah. There's just too much bad juju around Rashee Rice.
Yeah.
the world couldn't let him succeed too much. They're like, actually, you probably shouldn't
Yeah.
have that.
Yeah, the karma had to catch up to him, so
They smited his ass in the form of his own quarterback's helmet.
yeah.
It's insane. Yeah, I mean that is a tough loss. Obviously, I mean it's unfortunate, freak accident, one
Yeah.
might say. Um,
But
but yeah,
I have hope for my team. I don't think I'm one of the better teams. I feel like I'm middle of the pack at this point. But
That's fair.
But I have hope that I can fight for a 4 seed at least. So
yeah,
let's
yeah,
do it.
for sure. I'm with you.
All right.
Thumbs
Ja-
up, brother.
Thank you. Now to Jack's team.
I have written off Jack. I wrote him off last week. I do know that.
Really? You wrote him off?
I'm pretty sure I said that. Did I not? Or I at least said I didn't feel great about his team. I know I at least said something like that. At least.
Honestly, I mean, I haven't written off his team. I just feel like he got unlucky this week. Like DK Metcalf like got robbed.
Yeah,
He
that
he
happens a
he
lot.
definitely should have won this week, based off of those DK Metcalf plays.
Yeah, well,
Thank God they didn't happen.
should have, could have, should have happened. Like whatever. Like shit
Uh,
happens, man. Like I don't know what to say. Like that sucks, but people are going through that every game, bro. Like if Garrett Wilson held on to that touchdown, the last one, Cade would have won.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, yeah, but this guy had like 3 receptions on 11 targets. Like,
No, that's true.
just
Some of them were like fake targets, but yeah. Yeah, I
CJ.
mean,
Oh, go for it.
yeah, I mean, I just, it's just I don't feel like the ceiling on this team is very high.
I
Chris
feel like
Godwin obviously, Chris Godwin's obviously being incredible. Josh Jacobs just needs to score more touchdowns, but like the rest of a lot of the other players just like aren't doing it for me. Obviously, Tyreek Hill not having Tua is a big deal, obviously, and when he
yeah.
comes back, that'll be big. But like, he's already at 2-4, which isn't a terrible deficit. But like in a season where there's like how many people are at 3-3 right now, and then the playoffs are always decided by like one game and like a point differential. It's like him behind Eric, who's at 3-3, uh, Alexei, Cade, and Brendan at 3-3. It's like he's gonna have to be like either he could just get lucky with his matchups, or he's just gonna have to be like he's gonna have to beat like all of them head to head, which could happen. But knowing who's on their teams already, I know that's not gonna be super easy.
Mm-hmm.
And like his team just hasn't been like very good.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, his team in totality has not been very good, but I'm not writing off his team because he's going to have DK Metcalf, Chris Godwin, and Tyreek Hill. Like, those are all, like, wide receiver ones, maybe some of them high end wide receiver twos, but most of them, like, wide receiver ones. And then
Yeah,
he's got a nice floor with Jacobs. Unfortunately, Jacobs doesn't get any touchdowns, but he's got a nice floor with Jacobs. And Chuba Hubbard is still getting the rock. We'll see what happens when Jonathan Brooks is back, but at the same time, I don't think it's Chuba Hubbard's gonna like be irrelevant. So, and he's got Kareem Hunt, which we'll see how long he lasts, but that's another like running back that he could just slot in as RB2. Like,
I mean, sure, yeah. I mean, that's
and Brian Robinson once he's healthy. Like, I'm not out on his team. I feel like he's got good pieces, and unfortunate week for him this week.
I mean, as much as I do like DK, he has been kind of boom bust. He has a week of 23, 18, and 11, and then 4, 5, and 6. So obviously, and I know a lot of it, not a lot of it, but there are definitely times where he has like unlucky plays. But Calvin really had a lot of unlucky plays last year, and that unlucky plays don't get you fantasy points. Like I'm still fine with DK. Like I'm not like down on him for the season, but like I don't know. I mean, that he's just not consistent as like his wide receiver one right now, and then like he really needs Tyreek Hill. I guess that's really what it comes down to. Um, because without him, it just doesn't compared to the other teams. Really, I'm not as high on this team as the other ones.
Well, once Tyreek Hill comes back, like DK Metcalf is gonna be his wide receiver 3. Like, that's pretty good. I feel like.
Yeah, but I still like the wide receiver threes on other teams more than that.
Really?
You know what I mean? Well, no, I mean, if he's gonna be in the flex spot, then there's other teams with flexes that I like more than that. Like, cause there's only so if we're assuming Noda's making it, and then, if we want to assume that, I mean, pretty much he has to be better than 3 of the people, or I guess I don't know. He has to be better than like 4 or 5 of the teams ahead of him. I don't see that. I don't think he can be better than 4 of the teams ahead of him.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's how I see it. That's how I see it.
I guess I'm more optimistic and yeah, I
I'm
I feel
calling.
like
I'm calling my.
the
This is
only
me.
person that I'm counting out is Mason, and I need to see what happens for the rest of these weeks before
Yeah, listen,
I.
like something could happen between now and then that makes me change my mind. But as we are right now, I like. I don't see him being better than 4 teams in front of him.
All right, well, fair enough.
But like, I said, I'm not completely out on the players. I still think obviously some of the players are doing pretty well, and it's a matter of like, I mean, thankfully he didn't start Cortland Sutton, which is a good move, but he did put a donut. We could have had another donut in the starting lineup this week. We might still get one, but like Calvin Ridley, like he's is he really startable?
No.
Like, is he really? Like, I know he's a wide receiver one, but like, is he really startable?
No, but you don't need to start him. He's got plenty of running backs that he can throw in there.
Oh yeah, I'm just you know, just we already with the Brian Robinson injury, we're already like Tyreek Hill's technique is pretty much not startable because of his situation,
Has
and
he
then
got
he has
Kareem
Pitt.
Hunt in there?
He does now, yeah.
Huh.
Then we going against San Fran, which debatable on how good that is.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know how
mean
you
that.
feel about that.
I mean, as a 49ers fan, our defense is obliterated. We have Nick Bosa and Fred Warner, and that's it. So
Fair.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean it's just also. I mean you already said like how long is Kareem Hunt going to be getting 27 carries in a
I mean,
game?
we'll have to see what happens with Ceh back, but
The
I mean
I mean, like
they
I don't.
trust him.
I said I don't hate it. Like I understand the play and I do see the ceiling. It's just week in week out. I am lower on his team than some of the ones ahead of him. I could see him being better than some of the teams ahead of him. I don't know if I could see him being better than all 4 to 5 of them.
Mm.
That's a lot.
Well, all right. Whose team you like more, mine or Jack's?
Probably yours, because once I'd say probably yours. I mean the flex, the last flex. We're praying for the Roma Denze breakout.
Yeah.
That's really like I think if Roma Denze does break out, you're definitely better.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, even Malik Neighbors, I feel like is better than most players on Jack's team. Even I think I would take him over at this point. You take him over DK for
Yeah,
sure,
for sure over DK.
and then all his running backs, you would definitely take Malik.
Mm-hmm. But I
The
mean,
only
his
person,
top two are gonna be good, like Tyreek and Chris Godwin.
those are the only two where you could tell me you would take them over Malik Neighbors. Everyone else, Malik Neighbors, I would take ahead of him, and
But
then
that's what
you still have Jamar Chase and Jalen Hurts and Jameer Gibbs, like, and J.K. Dobbins. As long as he's here, like, even he's like been doing, he's still gonna be out there. He's still gonna be like your floor play that still can get touchdowns. Like, I don't know. And then Tank Dell, if he keeps getting better, like, I mean, you definitely have a higher upside. Like, that's not even a question to me.
all right.
Like,
Well,
for sure, a
that makes
higher
me feel good
upside.
about my team at least. But
I
I
mean,
did
your
not
team's still.
expect.
I mean, you just the only thing that happened is you lost Rasheed Rice, but like the rest of your upside is still there.
No, yeah, I just feel like that hurt my team a lot.
No, yeah, I no for sure. I mean, he was obviously really great, but like the upside for all the other players that had upside is still there. So like, I still feel like your team has you're a couple breakouts away from re-entering the higher tier, but like it's reliant on the breakouts.
Yeah,
It's not a given anymore.
100%. All right. Well, that was interesting. I guess yeah. I could see that. Yeah, I at least have like some hope of like some people breaking out, but
Yeah, I was gonna say that like Jack's breakout is Tua coming back and playing with Tyreek. And then other than that, it's just like everyone has to play better and like that's it. There's no like it would take like a break in some fantasy environment, but your players could legitimately like win over their role over other players.
okay. All right, fair enough.
Yes,
All right. Well,
that's right.
on that note, we've covered all the teams. We went over the NFL trades. Um, I guess maybe not. Maybe halfway through the season. Do you want to? What is this like? Week 8 probably next week, or actually we should do it after week 8. So like maybe week 9.
Yeah, when there's how long until there's so playoffs start week 16, right?
I think 15.
Oh yeah. Yeah. 14, 13. Yeah, we could do after week 8. Yeah, that works. Cuz then there's like a month and a half until playoffs.
Yeah. Then yeah, maybe we can go through, do a re-ranking, see where everyone's at that
Yeah.
point, and that yeah, well that'll be interesting. But other than that, I don't think there's anything left to say.
Yeah, I think this is a bit of a shorter episode actually.
Surprisingly, I mean, I tried hard to beef it up with all the yapping with the first 4 teams, but
Yeah, no, I'm sure when you look at the length of recording, it'll definitely not be very long. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it.
yeah, it's gonna be another 2-hour video.
Ay, ay, ay. Lots of yippity yapping in this call.
I can't help it, man. I'm always I gotta say one thing about every player, even if it's a player that got dropped. I'm like, let's talk about this guy.
This guy on waivers? Why is he on waivers? Oh, he put up 2 points. Oh man. Oh, this is why he put up 2 points. Oh, okay. All right, well, now he picked up this player and he's gonna put up 5 points.
I tried so hard not to do that with the later matchups, but I definitely did that for the first 4 teams. I had to talk about every single player.
It's okay. Like I said, at a certain point, it'll be like, all right, I've talked about this player 9 times. I think I've I think I've said enough about him. Well, it'll like I said, I mean, you already mentioned it, but as we keep going, it'll get more about each team and like, in the league than just like their players. Because at a certain point, the players are gonna stay as where they are
Yeah.
for the most part. So then it's like, all right, I know who's on this team already. Like, am I more confident or less confident about the team as a whole now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe in future weeks we can, instead of like player takes, we can just go over like the drama maybe of like the matchup, like how it started Thursday night, how it went
yeah,
Sunday
we're-
morning. We can do something like that maybe.
yeah, we do that lightly, but I think that there's definitely some more. There's also more potential for for the league to get freaky, I guess, with the drama.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited.
Oh yeah, definitely. Once teams start being eliminated and things start getting tense, I'm sure we'll get
Oh,
some.
yeah.
I'm sure we'll get some wild DMs.
Yeah, Mason's just lucky that there's no punishment.
yeah. Yeah.
Cooked.
Yeah.
He
You
would've
would
been
have
very
been so
cooked.
cooked.
Oh well, we'll figure that out.
Well, is there anything that you want to say?
No.
Okay.
No.
Fair enough.
I've said enough. I've
I
said
thi-
enough.
I think we can end it then.
Yippee.
Appreciate you doing this with me every week, and
Of course.
uh,
I appreciate it, man. I'm, need things to do.
I mean, it's
I need
fun.
things to do
I
now.
love yapping.
Yeah, apparently.
I
I'm just kidding.
love yapping, and then being wrong the next week. It's my favorite thing to do.
I love being wrong. It's my favorite.
I love being wrong.
I'll say I got my first paycheck, so I can get back on Underdog now. got
That's
my-
what the paycheck's for. We're
I got
back
my
to
money,
gambling.
Got my money up. That's crazy. You work and then they give you money, and then you can spend the money to do things that you enjoy. What? Is
Damn.
that how it works? Oh shit!
You're telling me I can spend the money to earn more money?
It's free money. It's a money printing machine over here.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
I've just been working and like that's it. I've been going to work, coming home, fucking eating and napping on the couch, and then going to bed and then going to work.
Damn. Honestly.
Alright, having this, I'm here for it. Happy.
Nice. That's been me, except also working out and
Hell yeah.
Halloween festivities with my girlfriend. And that's
Ooh,
it's been fun.
it is spooky time.
It is spooky time.
All right.
All
Hell
right,
yeah.
brother. Well, that'll be it for this week. It was a week 6 recap. I get confused because like
Yeah.
I think for one of the weeks I put week 4 recap, but it was like week 5, or I did 5 and it was 4. Like yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Hey, you'll be
that's it for this recap. I will see you next week, and good luck everyone except for Miguel.
Loser.
I need to keep winning. Sorry, I gotta beat your goat, and you gotta beat my goat.
That's fine. I already beat my goat. I beat my own goat.
Yeah, I have to beat my goat next week, and that's
No, I gotta beat my goat. Or
that'll
your
be-
goat. I'm beating
yeah,
your goat.
yeah. You can beat my goat this week if you want, but I
need to
also
win.
need to beat him next week. So
I'm about to put the clamps on him, brother.
you gonna play that defense?
I'm trying to win. I'm trying to win with a score of 113.
Oh my god! Hell yeah! Hey, I might have defense this week, bro. I might actually have defense with all the injuries on his team.
Hey, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Defense wins championships.
All right. Good luck, everyone. Laters.
Salute.